You're showing me the hearts. I appreciate that so much. We're gonna get the tapper to tap in over here. And of course, yeah, there we go. Now we're going. Are we going? Yeah, there we're going with the tapper. I am so happy to be back. Y'all, Dr. Goldie, what's going on? One of the hardest working women on Beyonce's internet. Thank you very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. How's everything doing? How's everybody feeling? How are you? They want me to go pin something. I will pin something. TikTok wants me to pin something. I got to rework my relationship with TikTok. I don't know. I don't know, TikTok. We're in a dysfunctional era of our relationship right now. Right now, TikTok. That's okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are live now across all the platforms. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started with the Sunshine Report. How are we doing? I am happy to be back. Oh, you're in the city working, right on. What city, Dr. City? Oh, Nikki Cinnamon with your fine self. Thank you for the stickers, girl. I love the stickers. I got some new stickers I'm making for Deborah. Just got right on. Dr. Goldie, you want to have some lunch? Dr. Goldie, do you think there's enough of us in the Bay Area that we can have like a meet up? If you want your community and my community to meet up, I'm happy to meet up. Morning rain. All right. I love, can I just say, Dr. Goldie, that I am a black woman. Building a brighter future. An adopted, right on the river would be good. I would love that. Y'all can send with me. This is the Sunshine Report. Thank you all for sharing out the live. You know, it's as easy as touching your nose, touching your face. Y'all let me know how you feel about the new background. I wanted to switch up. Y'all know I love our kind of like golden background, like in the back. Listening in the morning. I want y'all to sit in the sun with me. This is the premier space for Black women's powerful political thinking on Beyonce's internet. This is Sunshine Report. This is a show that is created specifically through a womanist lens, looking at everything, the news, the hot topics, intelligence briefings, geopolitics, the lens of Black women voters. Truly for us, by us. And y'all, I am always, hey, game changer. Let's see what's going on in the chat. We got somebody in here from the tube. That is you. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the chat. Y'all, please go ahead and chime in. Let me know how you are doing. I'm so glad everybody's here. Thank you all for sharing out the live. We need to get to 10K likes as soon as humanly possible. I have my tapper tapping. If anyone is interested in viewer wishes, let me know. Y'all know I love to do a creativity reading on a Monday. I might remove viewer wishes. I don't know. Let me see. Where are viewer wishes now? So many things have changed. Viewer wishes. I'm gonna get that out of my face because let's see if I can end it. I'm going to end viewer wishes for a hot second. I may bring them back. If somebody would like a creativity reading or an inspiration reading, I totally got it. Hey, Trey, Mr. 360, how are you doing? Everybody, welcome. Come on in. This is the Sunshine Report. And I just want us to know, y'all, I have been hard at work and hard at rest. I just got back. Oh my gosh, this fan club just completed the first stage of the Club Quest, which I love. I've pinned, y'all know I love a daily heart me. It is without a doubt like my favorite gift. So thank you. Y'all let me know if you like the shirt too. Do y'all like the sweater? Y'all know I love to give y'all my good shoulder. As my sister Andy would say, I'm Gen X. I'm a child of the 80s and the 90s. So I love to give y'all a little shoulder. I love when it's on TikTok shop and I can give y'all a little shoulder. Y'all, welcome to the Sunshine Report. Today we're going to be talking about our weathering, moving from weathering to well-being and how that shit begins at home. Okay, I have been away. How are we doing? Gilberto, how are you? I have been away. I went to the National Association of Black Journalists big job fair and conference in Atlanta, Georgia. I went home to Mississippi for almost a week. It was heaven. I saw the people that I love and that made me and raised me. At the NABJ, I made some new connections. It was startling. I talked about our work with the 92% movement, how we are a powerful, holistic um, movement for Black women voters, like in this country. It was so wonderful to like share my thesis about what it is we're doing, what we're trying to build and grow. Enjoying your birthday. Today's your birthday. Ooh, Virgo, beginning of Virgo season. Well done. So I made connections. I talked about the work that we're doing, but I also did something that I think may turn out to be just as important. I got very quiet. I had these major plans to like go live every day and show everybody in, like bring everybody into my, like my family in Mississippi. And then I thought like, or why don't we take it slow with that? And then when I got home, everything about like when you're from down south and you return back down south, you're receiving messages all the time. That's why I say all the time. I'm like, you know what? People can say like, "Oh, Black Americans are next. They're gonna get us up out of here." They can't get us up out of here. We're literally blood tied like to the land. So just messages constantly, and there were just a lot of messages about laying down old burdens and understanding that I've evolved truly and fully into a grown ass woman at a very important stage in her life. The work we're doing here in the 92%, if anything made it abundantly clear that what we're doing is very important, it was at the NABJ. And even with the way my family was so kind and loving about the work that we're doing, like I love them so much. We were talking constantly about my ideas, like my thesis, the future for us. Hey, the lion lady, how you doing? For the 92%. And it really was a time I was listening to the ancestors, and it really was a time to like lay down burdens. Some things that I've been carrying for years, some things I didn't even understand that were still, very much wanting to be laid to rest. Hello. I love when y'all come in and say hello to everybody in the chat. Come on in, say hey. I appreciate you so much. Let me see who we got. Salt and Exile and Gen X Woman of the Sweaters. Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that so much. I'm going to show that on stream. So thank you all for coming on in. Thank you for sharing out the live. Dr. Goldie, thank you so much for those stickers. That makes me so happy. I know I've been away for a while. It's going to take us to build our numbers back up in the room. I don't care. What matters is us being together every day, having this exchange and sharing of information. And I want y'all to know that when I was home, especially in Mississippi, I calmed my mind. Now in Atlanta, I was a nervous wreck, like excited, like the first night, just nervous. Like, and the thing I was nervous about was so crazy. I was nervous about that part on the panel. I was sitting on a panel. The title of it was Powerful, Independent Black Political Voices Online. Thank you for that, Daily Heart Me. And I was so nervous about what was going to happen when it was my turn to speak and introduce myself and do my bio and like to talk about, your elevator pitch. I got to be able to talk about Black women of the 92%, who we are, our movement, what we do with the Sunshine Report, what we do with the Hey, It's Halicky podcast, and my opinions about how I think the media landscape is changing. Hey, Colgate Smile, how are you? So, y'all, I was so nervous. I was just like, I didn't even, like the first night there's all these parties and networking. And I was like, I'm not doing none of that. I'm about to pick up this barbecue, I'm about to iron these clothes. I just need to have everything down. I was so nervous for no reason. I don't know why I was so nervous. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful workshop. Thank you to Miss Risha for, hey, Big Karen. Thank you to Miss Risha for giving me the opportunity. But y'all, I can feel it. Black women of the 92%. The more I see the numbers coming out of this administration, where we can actually get real numbers and real statistics. Oh, and y'all let me know in the chat. How do y'all feel about the background? It's on the clock app, on the TikTok app. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the background. If you liked it better when I had it before with the lights and the 92% behind me, or how y'all feel about the Sunshine Report. Please, please, please let me know. You love it. Yay. Okay. Yay. I'm so happy. All right. Thrilled. Thrilled. Where are my sound effects? Sound effects, where are you? There you are. Because I want to be able to cheer. So y'all like it. Yay. Because I was worried, but I thought it was so cute. And I've been seeing some cute backgrounds. I thought we would mix it up a little bit. Y'all, thank you for coming on in and getting us. Let's get to 10K likes as soon as humanly possible. I know it's going to take a while. I know it's going to take a while for us to build our numbers back up. But if you all could share out the live, I would appreciate that so, so, so very much. Thank you, Gilberto. I appreciate that so much. And happy birthday to you. But y'all, one of the reasons I wanted to be quiet when I was home in Mississippi and just kind of just be as present as possible. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, it was wonderful. One of my sisters was home. My sister Caitlin was home. Dr. Caitlin Chambers was home with the brand new baby, Jazz. It was wonderful, like a brand new baby. He's so beautiful. My sister Caitlin's so beautiful. Her and her family gonna be coming out to California to hang out in October. I cannot wait. So it was like a new connection with her, like being able to spend time with her and give all y'all know a lot of y'all call me big sis. It was so wonderful to like just have her and like snuggle her and love on the baby, to tell her what a good job I think she's doing. Because y'all know I'm 20 years older than my younger sisters. My younger sisters are in their early 30s. Like we're a blended family. And mostly I wanted to spend this wonderful time with my mom. Like basically having her pretty much to myself is something that never happened when I was a younger woman. And those of us that are the first daughters and we come from kind of a big family, yeah, we just be cherishing that time like by ourselves, like with our moms. I got to see the whole family. My mom be telling people the prodigal child has returned, so we gonna kill a fatted calf. So y'all come eat dinner on Sunday. So like my entire family, like with the exception of like one uncle, swept through. Most important news: my uncle Junior is recovering from a horrible form of cancer. He was at this really state of the art, like the facility in Texas. I forget the name of the facility. This man raised me. My Uncle Junior is one of the kindest, loving mom. Y'all know my mom was a single mom for a long time. One of the most kind and loving men that I've ever come across in my life. And, he's been very unwell for a long time. He has made this miraculous recovery. Oh my gosh, the scans of how the cancer had like riddled his body before and after this special treatment. He went down to the dark place. Is that everything? Everything, Aaron Ashley. How are you? I missed you, Muffin. You're on my list of people to like get in touch with immediately. I got in touch with pals. I got in touch with Nayla. I want to get in touch with you. Girl, I want you to start. We need to do a segment where you come up on the Sunshine Report and you give us the news out of Florida. I just listened to y'all follow everything Aaron Ashley. Like I want to call you everything Aaron Ashley Sovereign Media. Okay. Would you all please show some respect? Please. Would you show some respect for a black woman in Sovereign Media? Please. Girl, I missed you. I really want you to be able to I want us to do a segment where you come up and you hip us to Florida national news, like national political news, especially because girl, thank you so much for the community gift. I appreciate that, girl. I miss you so much. Because girl, you belong at the NABJ. I think I may become a member. I was invited by a member of the political task force. She was doing a workshop. She had me sitting up there. Hey, Gigi, my favorite Sicilian. The workshop was wonderful. It was wonderful to see my family. And y'all, I really did kind of want to be quiet because I felt like it was something. This is after the NABJ. Well, I was at the NABJ. It was the Halleck show. I was happy to meet everybody. I met some interesting people. Aaron, girl, I got to tell you about. I don't know if I feel comfortable saying it for everybody. Girl, I got to tell you about Roland Martin. I have never wished you were with me in my life than when I met Roland Martin. I'm gonna tell you all about it, and I need to ask your advice about something. And you're the person I've chosen, but beyond my family, to ask this advice about. Girl, I wish you had been with me. I'm gonna give you the tea, girl. I'm gonna give you the tea. Who was I most excited about meeting? I met the dude. Girl, turns out the dude, the black dude on TMZ with the dreads. Why am I related to that man by marriage? Apparently, he is my stepfather's nephew. They were like, yeah, that's Aunt Shirley's son. You didn't know that? I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to keep up with the by marriage? Y'all know my stepfather is Jamaican. My stepfather is Jamaican. I was like, I know y'all have told me that, but I didn't put it together. Like I didn't put it together. Got to meet Professor Jonathan. Is it no Justin Johnson or was it Jonathan Johnson? Anyway, it was wonderful to meet him. Got to meet the director of That's another time I thought of you, Aaron. Got to meet the director of that new movie, Children of Blood and Bone. She had this special screening at the NABJ. It was just amazing. But the reason I wanted to be quiet and present, and girl, thank you for the posting and the sharing. I appreciate it so much. To our chat over on the tube, that is you. I'm so glad y'all are here. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Y'all let me know who you are in the chat. Say what's up. I'm so happy. you're here. Girl, you got the books. I'm gonna read all the books. I was so busy recovering when those books first came out. I was recovering from my daughter's like obsession with the Hunger Games. So I have the first book. I'm gonna read it. Y'all, the movie looks so good. The movie looks so good. Um, and it was important for me to be quiet in Mississippi and to be very present with my family. I hardly made any content. I mean, I'm gonna share some stuff on stories and stuff, but it just felt like at the time, I was like, I'm really just supposed to be quiet to like cherish this time with my family. It's been like over a year since not since I've seen my family, but been years since I've been. Thank you. Thank you for the egg. Thank you. Thank you so much. But I wanted to be quiet and I really wanted to focus. It felt like a full circle, a true full circle moment. I was so happy to see all my little nieces, my little cousins that were there, my aunts, my uncles. One of my uncles is so funny. Yeah, I just wanted to be in the moment. And also this like internet stuff is like new to like my family. Like everybody is like on TikTok and stuff, but I was like, before I start shoving a camera and stuff in everybody's face, let me just integrate. And then I became so selfish about just wanting to be present, like sounds, scents, reconnecting with my sister, my mom. And mostly I wanted to do some reflection because I didn't want to enter the next phase of what's gonna be happening with the 92% movement, what's gonna be happening with me, us, dragging everything from the last phase behind me. So y'all, welcome back to the Sunshine Report. I missed y'all. I am very happy to be home. Yeah, I did. I just want to be in the moment. I want to make sure I'm keeping up with all the y'all, we are taking a minute to get to 10K likes. Let me see if my tapper's still tapping. It is. Let's see how quickly we can get there, y'all, because I'm really ready to jump into what we're chit-chatting about because we got lots of talk about. We have so like we have a lot to like talk about. And I got to be managing battery power on this phone over here. So y'all, welcome to the Sunshine Report. My name is Halleck Hannah. I'm the creator and host of the Sunshine Report and founder and one of the founding voices of the 92% movement. We are a new media and wellness movement created for Black women voters. And around here, we process the news, politics, and culture through one central question. Do you, your party, your platform, your policy, does it make Black women, Black American women's lives healthier, safer, freer, and more prosperous? That's it. When you have the kind of political power that we as Black women have, the 92%. Also, I love Angie Dixon. She says something that I was like, "Oh, she's 92% for real." Like, her association with the DSA, we're gonna talk about, but I'm really excited about us. Hey, Mimi, when you have the kind of political power that, like, Black women have, we are one of the most I want us to remember this. We are one of the most we're important. We need to walk around like what does Zora Neale Hurston say? Like, walk around like you wear your throne in the seat of your pants. She's a firebrand. I really want to know what you think, Aaron. That's why I was like, why am I trying to report the news from Florida? Aaron's a new media creator too, girl. I'm gonna start. Let's start. I'm gonna start just asking you. Think about it. If you want to come up, girl, and do a little 5, 7, 10 minute segment and give us an update on what's going on in Florida political news, because I think you're going to be one of the up and coming Black women's political voices, especially around Florida, girl. Like, I definitely see it. I want you to, and Florida is so important and consequential to all American politics. Some amazing things are going on there. We need to like be hearing from you. There's no reason. The same way I'm gonna start reporting on Mississippi politics. Y'all, I love Southern politics, Mississippi politics. The politicians just be there. We finished having a lunch in Mississippi. It was like me and my Uncle Junior, who's made this miraculous recovery. I love you so much, Uncle Junior. Uncle Junior, Aunt June, and my mom at this new restaurant like in town. And we're there. So my Aunt June, who has a bit of a shopping, she has a bit of a shopping fetish. My Aunt June is shoppy. She loves to shop. So it's a Talbot's close to the restaurant. So we drop Aunt June off to do her shopping, whatever, while we go run errands. By the way, my mom, happy Monday. Oh, Tiff Critiques is here. Happy Monday, girl. So one of the person that's running the Republican, what is her name? I'm gonna think of her name. I got to get back up to speed on Mississippi politics. But girl, the Republican nominee for the Mississippi Senate race, and it's y'all, I think it might actually be competitive. Girl was at the Talbots. So my mom, not my mom, my Aunt June was like on the phone with us, like, girl, Deborah, my mom, that's my mom. Girl, guess who's over here? Da, 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 the Talbots girl. She's over here, girl. She over here at Talbots, and I'm like, you mean the candidate for Senate is in the Talbot's right now, just shopping. Why is she in Hattiesburg? Why isn't she shopping in Jackson? And then we were speculating as to why we're there. And I was like, Aunt June, go listen to her. See what she talking about. Who she talking to? Does she have a bodyguard with her? Why is she at the Talbot's in Hattiesburg? Girl, it was so pals. How are you? I missed y'all. So it was so much fun. So yeah, I'm gonna start covering Mississippi politics so much. There's so many things that are like going on locally. It's gonna be the midterms are gonna be exciting. Yes, that Cindy lady. Yes, girl. So she was at the Talbots, and the whole time I was like, my mom was like, "Girl, like, what's she doing?" And I'm like, I was like, y'all better be happy that I'm just being present with the family because I would go into Talbot's and put this bitch on live. I was like, on June. I was like, the next time I come home, I was like, the next time I forget just when people say things like all politics are local, that's true. All politics are local. It was a hoot being home. It really was. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Hey, I'm so happy. Dr. Lisa's back. Dr. Lisa. Please follow Dr. Lisa. If you are a Black woman who wants to become a live creator, consider becoming a part of the Launch Your Income Agency. Follow Dr. Lisa. The reason I was at the NABJ is because of Dr. Lisa and the Launch Your Income Agency. She has taught me how to be a live host, and spaces like the NABJ value and honor what like new Black media creators are doing. Everybody was so welcoming. I was worried that like, are people gonna be, like, because these are the heavy hitters, like Black folk, like in broadcasting and journalism. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. And I was like, are they gonna be nice to us? No, they were so kind and welcoming, and like they want to hear like that. Roland Martin, he's so funny. Y'all know Roland Martin's a fraternity brother. Tell me about your podcast and Black women voters, and how come you haven't been on my podcast, and how come you haven't, like, I say, is like, how are you monetizing, what's going on, like these wonderful connections. And I know he can be problematic. I think I made a video getting mad at like Roland Martin about something, but anyway, like so welcoming, so kind. um Dr. Jonathan Johnson was there. Like, he's like, oh, let me follow you. What's going on? I would love to be on your podcast. I'd love to be on your live show. Like, let me know. It was so wonderful. It was such a beautiful space. They were so kind and welcoming. And the reason I was there was because of the opportunities that are afforded to me by getting over myself and getting rid of the last vestiges of like, oh, Black woman, just do hard work. Just be quiet. Don't put yourself out there. Don't speak your mind. The reason I was there was because of a community member that saw me, that was a member of the political task force, saw me on live and invited me there, among them some of the most important Black voices in journalism. And then the things that were happening there, like the day before, there was the big press conference with attorney Ben Crump about the Nolan Wells case. They gave Stephen A. Smith the thumbs down award from the NABJ. Stephen A. Smith ain't gotten over it yet. One of the stories we're going to talk about is how he went crying to sentient football helmet Sean Hannity to like cry about it. And everybody was so gracious and so kind. And I got there and was there for that opportunity. I'm not even gonna tell y'all, me and a young woman that's a booker for the BBC, she was just registering me. I got to registration late. She's like, tell me about who you are and then what you do. She's like, oh, well, I'm looking for your Black women voters. We'd love to have more of your perspectives on the BBC. I'm going to be pitching her about a story soon. So it was so wonderful. And I got there because of Live. I got there because of our community and the fact that I listened to Dr. Lisa, who teaches me how to be a great live host. And I'm telling you all, speak your truth. Get up, buy a mic and press record and start freaking talking. If you don't know how to do it, but you think you might be good at it, Dr. Lisa will teach you how to do it. The Launch Your Income Agency will teach you how to do it. It was wonderful. Hey, Ella, the AI coach. Y'all, welcome. I'm Hallie Hannah. I'm the creator and host of the Sunshine Report and founder of the 92% Movement. We are a new media and wellness movement created for Black women voters. And again, around here, we process all the news, politics, and culture through, again, a central question. Does this make Black women's lives healthier, safer, freer, and more prosperous? Because now we understand something enormously. Oh, who is that? I want to try to make sure I don't miscomment. Speaking of don't let those people girl, Golden Road Collective. Okay, Golden Road Collective. And hey, everybody, I'm gonna do my my opinion. Somebody just asked me on the tube that is you, my opinion on the thumbs down for Stephen A. Smith. I think it was entirely necessary and deserved, and a hit dog will always holler because you know what he did. He went to go DL Hughley, who I'm not a gigantic fan of, but I love his political viewpoint. I love the way he says things, and I love the way he had during the election. I love the way he and Kamala he had a sit down interview with her and got educated and apologized to her about some crazy things that he said and that he perpetuated. Anyway, he talks about how Stephen A. Smith went or ran to his damn daddy, Sean Hannity, to cry and to basically say, "Well, I don't care," and they were wrong on Sean Hannity. I think it was perfectly deserved. Also, don't let people exploit you in your community. I've never been prouder to be independent. I realize I have to hire help to help me expand because it's just me in here, but I love being independent and I see exactly how young women, because people approached me, speaking of which, approached me like I was a lot younger than I am. Like I'm some young, hopeful, like, like trying to make it. And the way people talk to you when they don't know you a grown ass woman, where they don't know that you like 54 like years old, that you not some young no shade to the young women that are in here, but that you not some young dummy. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So thank you. And I'll never give up being independent. And in no way, yeah. The 92%, our movement, like who we are, as Black women voters, just too important to me to take any chances. Oh my goodness, we reached our goal with the daily heartbeat, y'all. Thank you so much. It was so important to be there, like at this time, and especially with some of the insights I've been having about our community, Black women voters, as we get into the thick of it. Like when you think about it, like, having a platform, like, where we talk about, like, Black women voters and our political power, becoming more holistic with our politics. The girl Tiff critiques, I'm glad you agree, girl, and thank you for y'all, I'm so happy y'all are here in the chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing out, the live. Wow, I'm just all over the place here. Y'all hang on. Um as I'm reading this amazing book by Dr. Arlene Hieronymus about Black women, weathering, um, how we move from wellness to well being, how our political power and our vote is a very important part of that, if not the most important part of it. We as Black women now know something. Girl, it was kind of a vacation. I mean, I guess it was kind of a vacation. It was wonderful. I spent a lot of time with my family in Mississippi. I spent a lot of times giving thanks to my uncle's amazing recovery from cancer. I got to go to y'all, I got to meet like a my high school nemesis. Like it was wonderful. It was the most wonderful moment. Like this woman used to be like my heated rival. She beat me out for homecoming queen. I'll never forget it. I was devastated about it for years. Like another Black woman. Here we are in our mom's like YMCA exercise class. And we saw each other and hugged. It was just such a wonderful Black girl moment. It was so wonderful. I talked to my family a lot about us, the movement, my plans. Um, and it was important to have the conversation now. It was important that all this happened now and that I was able to be in Mississippi and ground and center. Hey, Ocean Summer Girl. It was so important because Black women, and especially like we know something enormously important right now. Politics for Black women, that shit does not just happen in Washington. Politics happen in Black women's bodies. The stress accumulates, the economic insecurity accumulates. Y'all know all the job numbers out of July, like almost 100% of the job loss was experienced by women. We understand they kicked hundreds of thousands of like Black women like out of the workforce. So yeah, this stuff it accumulates. The racism accumulates, and we're gonna talk about Texas Roadhouse. I have a lot to say, and especially coming back from Mississippi. I've been thinking about my grandmother. Let me hurry up and get to what we're supposed to talk about because I have a lot to say about that. We have so much news, y'all, to go over today. I'm gonna try to manage it as best I can with my microphone so we don't lose power because I'm gonna have to plug in to power soon. But we're gonna talk about y'all Stunt Queen in Chief's mystery meat plan. All this stuff is happening in a very curious sequence of events. This alleged Texas Roadhouse racist food tampering. We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about y'all stunt queen and chief's mystery meat plans about importing all this beef. Thank you. Oh, girl, thank you, Coach Rhonda. How are you, Coach Rhonda? Um, New tariffs on Canada, which is just going to make everything more expensive for us. Again, politics lives inside of our bodies. All of these, the tariff and the trade war, that means higher prices that are paid by consumers, by us, Black women, and the stress and the anxiety about that, the economic insecurity, again, that accumulates in our bodies, the hypervigilance, looking for, searching for a job, caregiving for our older relatives, that accumulates in our bodies. It's called weathering. And the work that we're doing here with the 92% in our movement is figuring out how Black women deliberately move in the opposite damn direction, especially considering the kind of political heft and weight that we carry. All right. And I want to talk about a place that I increasingly believe is essential to Black women's journeys in that way. So, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into the viral allegations about racist food tampering that name Texas Roadhouse. We're going to be very careful here because those allegations haven't been substantiated, but I feel like I know it's true. I know it's true because it's something my grandma told me a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Yeah, and those food issues were in Project 25. Sure did. The destabilization of food and agriculture in the United States. You are absolutely correct. All right. We're gonna talk about America's extraordinary like beef shortage. Thank you for the egg. Thank you all for supporting the live. I appreciate it. We're gonna talk about America's very bizarre ass beef shortage, record prices, y'all. Stunt Queen and Chief's new plan to bring in hundreds of thousands of metric tons of foreign ground beef into the country without the normal additional tariff, and also the fact that they are rounding up wild horses all over the United States and sending them to slaughter at the exact same time all this is happening. Y'all know that people during the Great Depression, during World War I and World War II, a lot of people depended on horse meat for survival, like during those two world wars. I'm not saying that's what I know, Detroit's daughter, but it's important for us to talk about this. So we're going to talk about what we know, what we don't know, about why American ranchers themselves are pushing back. We're going to talk about Mona and Yuntie. What's going on? Some of this stuff. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, we damn sure gonna talk about Stephen A. Smith, but before we get into the other major political stories of the day, I wanna talk about what made all of these very seemingly like unrelated stories what they made me realize. Because 92%, oh my gosh, y'all are my sunshine. I've missed y'all so much. Yeah, leave the Mustangs alone, girl. Yes, Divergent One. I'm not even an animal lover like that, but why don't we leave like the wild horses, which them and themselves are very beautiful and very American? Why can't we leave them alone? And all the trolls and stuff, like if you say anything about the wild horses or whatever, even if you are or not like a PETA person or an animal lover, these MAGA people, they want to be like, well, when's the last time you adopted a wild horse? My response is animals that are wild aren't supposed to be adopted. Don't come over here with y'all stupid logic. I'm a Black woman. I remember the 92%. We're real smart. I don't come over here with these dumb, stupid, specious questions. Okay. Oh, also, I'd like to dedicate this show to a very special person. Okay. Her name is Nola. It's my little cousin. She's really more like my niece because she's my cousin Tracy, who was raised with me. Her beautiful, brilliant daughter. She is the blue ivy of the family. I would like to dedicate this show to her and to tell you thank you for this beautiful painting that you made for Auntie Halaku. Thank you that you made for Titi Halaku. Thank you. It's right here in a very important space, Nola. You studied very hard in school this week, okay? The show is dedicated to my little niece Nola. All right. But again, I want to talk to us about some stories that made me realize that the universe is trying to send spiritually and energetically trying to send like Black women home in the best way. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna explain. I want y'all to walk with me, hang out with me. Um, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the live. I appreciate it so much. I'd love if you all put some energy behind what we're talking about today, and I'm gonna talk about it. We are being called to return to one of our greatest gifts as Black women, and that is our discernment, y'all. Again, I'm Halleck Hannah, founder of the 92% movement. I help Black women think about politics differently by asking a very important question. Does this make our lives healthier, safer, freer, and more prosperous? Thank you, Mama. Thank you, everything. Aaron Ashley, Sovereign Media, who's gonna start giving us our reports on Florida politics, especially as the midterms heat up. This is an exciting time for us. Lately, y'all, I keep coming back to something like really simple. What if one of the most political things a Black woman can build right now? I've been thinking about you a lot with this, Aaron, too. Peaceful home. Hear me out. All right. So y'all know there is a viral story. Where is it? I've got it here somewhere. Where is it? About Texas Roadhouse. Y'all put in the chat whether or not y'all have heard about this. Have y'all heard about this? I made a video about it. Let me know about Texas Roadhouse. Wait, that's the snake eyed Slovenian titty model. We gotta talk about her too, and Natalie Hart. We have a lot to talk about today. We talk about Hakeem. Where is it? Stephen A. Smith. Where is it, y'all? I had just printed it out. Where is it? Food tampering claims. Here we go. Yeah, you reposted it. Thank you, Divergent One. I appreciate that. The steakhouse chain, Texas Roadhouse, denies allegations that workers targeted Black diners. By targeting Black diners, thank you, Dr. Joy. By targeting Black diners, what they mean is there's a 400K strong whites only Facebook group where a lot of white servers and chefs are bragging about how they tamper in Black people's food, how they see us in restaurants in large groups, um, in large groups. They f with our food. They spit in our food. They put their hands in their mouths and other places and private parts, and they put them in our food. Nikki Cinnamon says, "I remember when Denny's was discriminating, so don't go there, girl." Oh, and also over here from Tiff Critiques in Project 2025, from the wild horses to making food unsafe. We read it. We tried to warn them. Now we must protect us. Girl, let me put that up on the chat. Let me put that on the stream, girl. Thank you. See how we're the smartest girls in class. I love 92%. So there's a viral story circulating about alleging racist restaurant workers tampered with Black customers' food. But you know how we don't have proof that this is true. And let me just run down the story. Where are my glasses? Y'all would have my glasses. I know I gotta pick it down here somewhere. And y'all, thank you for supporting the chat. Thank you for supporting the live. I appreciate it. You were in the Denny's. Hey, Lovey, TLC, y'all. Oh, I know the Black Girl podcasters are through with me. I gotta get back up to speed fast for our summit that's gonna be coming up in October. Y'all are gonna absolutely love it. All right. The food tampering claims, the steakhouse chain, Texas Roadhouse, denies allegations, of course they did, that workers targeted Black diners. As an internal investigation unfolds and evidence remains elusive. The Roadhouse called viral claims that its workers contaminated food served to Black customers completely unfounded and lost an internal investigation. Somebody got some video and somebody's going to show us. I'm not worried at all. The boycott call stemmed from an alleged private Facebook post accusing workers at Texas Roadhouse and Logan's Roadhouse of racist food tampering, but no screenshots, named employees, or confirmed incidents have surfaced. All right. We don't have any proof to this, but I promise you somebody's going to show us some proof. But there is something deep in my spirit as a Black woman that feels and knows that this is true. And I'm not going to be snotty and shit and say I don't eat there, because the truth matter is I don't think you can find a Texas Roadhouse until you get about 40 or 50 miles away from where I live. But I could have very easily eaten a Texas Roadhouse in Mississippi. I mean, Hattiesburg university town. There's always some new chain like popping up, and somebody in my family could have very well said, let's have dinner or let's have lunch at like Texas Roadhouse, and my ass would have been pulled right up there with them wherever we were. So I'm not gonna be no kind. Also, I'm a soccer mom. Y'all know with these children and these sports, you be having to go to all the Applebee's, the PF Chang's. You got to go to what's some other restaurants? TGI Fridays, Chevy's, all these places. Like you have to go. So I'm not even gonna sit up here and be bougie. Like I would never go to Texas. Roadhouse, all right? Ocean Summer says what's done in the dark will eventually come to light. I have no doubt whatsoever that we're gonna see some video evidence to people like effing with food. Also, y'all, I used to wait tables. I waited tables at a couple of different restaurants because I was paying for school by myself like the last 2 years because me and my mom were estranged because she did not want me dating, Coach Dad or growing up, whatever. It was a tough time. But I was waiting tables to put myself through Dartmouth. So I waited tables at Lou's Diner. I waited tables at a place called My Place by the Sea in Manchester by the Sea in this period of time between like Coach Dad going off to business school. We had like 3 months like where we were both without work. So I was like, F it, we need money. I'm gonna go wait tables until you get started to business school and I start like my new job. So staples were found in burgers. Forgot the restaurant. Oh, one of the last videos I made too was about like in Oregon. They're finding like metal shards in the sourdough. And also in that racist Facebook group where they're talking about how they love like tampering in black people's food, that when they see large groups of us coming in, they mess with our food. And they said something too about how there's a lot of blind spots in kitchens. So even if there's people watching, and even if there's cameras, and they're not lying, that's true. It's so easy. It is so easy for servers, chefs to be disgusting with our food. But I believe it. And let me tell y'all the reason I believe it. I mean, this is a Mississippi memory. Okay. This is a Mississippi memory. I'm telling y'all, I know this. My grandmother lived in Wiggins, Mississippi. My grandmother was an educator. My grandfather, Needham Jones, senior, was the principal of the Black High School, Locker High School in Mississippi, where my mom like went to high school. And every year at my grandma's house, it was the most fun time of the year, like in September, like early fall. The Stone County Fair would come to town. And the wonderful part was where my grandma's house was situated, the fair was like literally right across the highway. Like you could see it. We'd be so excited. My uncles and my grandmother would like take us to the fair. But do you know I wasn't allowed to eat anything at the fair? We weren't allowed to buy so much as a bag. And this is the 70s. Oh, you were Dartmouth, 96 girl. I'm class of 1994. What girl? Let's follow each other. I'm going to Dartmouth's about to have a really great event that's coming to San Francisco too, like Dartmouth entrepreneurialism and the Magnuson Center. I think it's gonna be really great. But y'all, whenever we would go to the fair, my grandmama would not let us eat anything there. She would not let us buy a bag of popcorn. She would not let us buy cotton candy. She wouldn't let us buy those little nasty pretzels. I'm trying to think what else looked. And when I was a kid, like it looked so delicious and appetizing. Those fucked up corn dogs. She wouldn't let us buy nothing. And it wasn't, and of course it was very much old school. Like we got food at home. But I would just nag her and nag her. And I'm like, Grandma, why can't we? I must have really felt some kind of way too, because this was back in the 80s. Like you didn't really bother adults or nag adults, but I didn't understand why we couldn't have like a 50 cent. That's because it was the 80s, children. You could buy a snack for like 50 or 75 cents. Why couldn't we spend 50 or 75 cents for me to have anything like from the fair? She was so strict about it. And she said, well, if you have to know Miss Ann, that's what she would call us when we were getting like Missy Ann from Missy Ann and Roots. That's when your aunties and your grandmama was sick of you. That's what you would get. You would get Missy Ann. Listen, Missy Ann. The reason, yeah, grandma took me out. She go, Missy Ann. The reason I'm not gonna let you eat anything from that fair is because the women that run those little stalls or whatever are Klansmen's wives. Halico. That's why. All these people, all these people's like men or whatever, like in the Klan. And I'm not eating anything. These nasty. And I'm not eating it. You not eating nothing these nasty crackers cook. Do y'all know I don't like my children buying stuff at the fair to this day? I know it's even my daughters, when my daughters are like, Mommy, we need money. I'm like, y'all gonna buy this, y'all gonna eat this food at the fair? I don't eat food at the fair. And that's because that's my grandmother. Girl, yeah, I know Granny should have just led with that, but she was trying to be like genteel and not deal with me. And so y'all, that's all I could think about when I heard about this story. I was like, I knew my grandmama was right. At the time, I thought, what, Grandma? You being crazy? My grandma wasn't crazy at all. And I thought about that with that Texas Roadhouse stuff. So y'all, and I say all this to say, yes, and my grandmother did know the truth. I was being sassy, Tiff critiques. That was as sassy as you could be with my grandmama. Like, that was really pushing it. Me nagging her about that was as far as you could push it. Children, you couldn't push it. It was not smart to be pushing adults and shit. But this, y'all, it has made me think. Yeah, I don't eat food at fairs to this day because of that. And that's a shame because the Marin County Fair is wonderful. Like the Marin County Fair is wonderful. That's the reason people go to the fairs to eat the food. Oh no, not me. Oh, no, not me. Unless it's a good act, like one of the Marleys or I remember TLC or What Remains of TLC performed at one of the last fairs we went to. Y'all, I'm not eating none at the I don't me and Coach Dad don't be eating stuff at the fair. And that's because it's teaching my grandmother Myrtle Jones, and thank goodness she taught us. Thank goodness she did. Let me make sure we're not losing too much power. We got 3%. I may have to get off the mic because I want y'all to hear me. Whoopsie doodle. I want y'all to be able to hear me. Whoopsie mic. Before we get too far down. But so my reaction to the story though, and thinking about that, and I tell y'all this to say, I know, girl, I only go to fairs to eat. Imagine the frustration my little young self used to feel like we can't have. That's why exactly you go to the fair. That's the only reason my sister Andy will go to a fair is to eat the delicious foods and like go to the food truck. Texas, oh, Chris says Texas Roadhouse is racist AF. I know because I used to work there a few years ago. The kitchen manager was me. See, I want us as Black women to get even more discerning about who gets our money, who prepares our food, who gets access to our bodies, what environments we voluntarily enter. And at the same time, yes, Henri Guy music. At the very same moment, America has a beef shortage. Beef prices are historically high. Excuse me. The American cattle herd has fallen to its lowest levels in decades. And now the president is proposing bringing in enormous quantities of cheaper foreign ground beef product while important details about its sourcing have not yet been publicly identified. Everybody is guessing Argentina. And then suddenly something clicked for me. Thank goodness for the Black owned booths at the Houston Rodeo. That's right. We didn't start going to the Black Rodeo. Sounds like another great reason to support Black restaurants too. Exactly. LAI coach, smartest girl in class. Exactly. Going pescatarian this year. Me and Coach Dad was just talking about it. And something clicked for me, y'all. Maybe this moment isn't asking Black women to become more afraid. Okay. I think this moment is asking us to become more skilled, more discerning, more intentional, more rooted in our ancestry and our wellness, more intentional, more economically strategic, more connected to our homes and communities because y'all know how I feel about marches. I don't think economic activism is a damn march. And for Black people, girl, what? There's something else. Oh, with Target and the minstrelsy costumes. Do you see how it's all happening at the same time? Y'all, economic activism for Black women is like what's growing in your backyard? Who is the Black farmer that you're sourcing your meat from, our meat and our poultry from? What's growing in our backyard? Who is our Black butcher? What Black woman owns the restaurant you're either ordering from or exactly in energy harvesting? They're mad at us, y'all. They mad at Black people. Target is struggling, and they're mad at Black women. Everybody's trying to troll us. So we're asking ourselves, like, which Black woman owns the restaurant you're ordering from? Or hell, who's selling plates out in front of her house? Who's doing fish plates this week? What woman has who's selling plates? Can you cook 5 really good meals? Can you grow something like tomatoes, herbs? Coach Dad is just eating. We love planting lettuce. This isn't even the time to plant lettuce. We got spinach, lettuce growing. We're not in the meat production, but somebody needs to fund Black women who want to farm. There are a lot of Black people that farm. When you go to the farmer's market, me and Coach Dad went to the farmer's market yesterday. Bean Tot got me, y'all. I made a big pot of beans. Beans and rice is one of my favorite foods on earth. Don't nothing make me happier than red beans and rice or Black beans and rice. Thank you, Crystal. But these are the questions Black women need to be asking ourselves in light of this Texas Roadhouse shit, which we have no proof yet, but I believe is true, and I believe somebody's gonna catch some footage. All right. So we need to ask our children, can they cook 5 meals? Can we grow tomatoes? Can we grow herbs on our kitchen, little kitchen windowsill? Can we trade vegetables with our neighbors? I got a bushel of Meyer lemons I can't do nothing with right now. Does anybody want them? Can we invite all of our girlfriends over instead of spending $300 somewhere that doesn't value us? And I know it's groups of like Black women coming in after chapter meeting, coming in after church, getting together for our little girlfriends, little get together that they can't stand. And I'm going to tell y'all something that's not on my little outline for today. I feel like in my heart, the reason that they are pissed and that they're doing this disgusting stuff, A, they can't help it. I'm not gonna get into more Neanderthal DNA on they side than like ours. I'm not gonna get into all that. This is a different show. It's a different show than that. Today, we know from shower talk how they are. Okay. We know that. Okay. And no, I'm a Black girl from Southern Mississippi. I'm adopted by the state of California. Somebody just asked, like, what's my nationality? My nationality is American Black. don't let don't let the tragic light skinness fool you. 4 Black grandparents, Black, foundational Black American, going back at least 5 generations, Mississippi and North Carolina. All right. So these are the questions, Black, in light of this Texas Roadhouse shit. Do y'all see how the universe is telling us to stay the fuck out of some of these chains restaurants? Do you see how the universe and the ancestors like, why don't you start cooking at home? And for me, that's a hard one because y'all know I'm tired of cooking. I've been cooking for families and other people. I got a break in college. I got 4 years break in college, but then me and Coach Dad got married right after college. I'm so sick of cooking, y'all, but I'm learning to love that shit again. Even and it's hard. It's not easy. And you come up with new systems like Coach Dad, like he realized that. He's like, we got a 22-year-old that's getting ready to have her own apartment, but who is a soccer star and a track star. So we never really made her do chores. Likewise with little scary Scorpio, but no, now everybody's got to like take out the trash once a week. The girls have to sign up to cook once a week because I know Coach Dad did that to give me a break. And I'm getting back, I'm having to get back into I'm trying to figure out how to make more meals because they were athletes. I used to always have meat. Like the lanky Libra, y'all, is basically in her spirit. She's an old Black lady. She is. That lanky Libra's 22 years old, just as willowy and just like just, soft like Black girl, like little, 22-year-old going off to a little job. That child cracks chicken bones and sucks the marrow out. That child will ask me for a sweet potato pie or a red velvet cake in the middle of summer. When she's had like when things are really hard for her, like and she wants to ask me for something for some comforting, she wants a pot of gumbo. So, like, anyway, this is all to say I am trying to get back into my love of cooking. I'm gonna start making a pot of beans every week if you got an Instapot, because we can't trust these people. The same way my grandmother didn't trust them hoes, like working in the stalls at the Stone County Fair and wouldn't let us eat a thing. Y'all know how your mama wouldn't when we were younger, y'all know we didn't have permission to eat at everybody's house. Y'all know that. First of all, we couldn't be going in and out of everybody's house and going in people's refrigerators the way people go into refrigerators, not even knowing people and just eating stuff out of people's houses. We couldn't even do that. Y'all know we weren't allowed to do that. Okay. Y'all know how many times your grandmama made you wash the greens. And we have to return to that. So these are the things we're having to ask each other. Uh-oh, y'all. We went dark over on the clock app. We're gonna plug back in the my phone. I'd been on my phone a lot today, so it went and we go live over there, like from my phone. So I'm sorry about this. But these are the things we're asking. Can we invite our girlfriends over instead of spending like a gajillion dollars somewhere that doesn't value us? Because y'all, again, no proof for this, but I know it's them seeing groups of us as Black women like come in enjoying ourselves that pisses them off. And the reason, and I argued this in the video that I did, the reason they do it I'm gonna make sure the folks on TikTok can hear this part because I want everybody to hear it. And y'all, thank you for supporting the live. Thank you for being here. You all, thank you so much. Grab B Smith's cookbooks. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me go back to live over here. Let's go back to live. Resume. Yes. That is one thing. That is one thing that that is one thing that TikTok does. Sorry, y'all, about that. We had a little power. We had a little power problem. Should we leave the background like this, or should we put up our old background? I love our new background. I'm kind of fascinated with it. Y'all let me know. Y'all, thank you, Ella the I Coach. Y'all, thank you for who became title gifter. Thank you so much. Y'all are filling up the gift gallery already. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I don't know. Do y'all like the new background? I'm a little obsessed with it. Let's see if we can go back to our background. I really like it. Where do we go? Let me put our background back up. Where is it? Where's our background? Hold on, y'all. I just made it. Well, if I can't find it, that is all right, but I love it. I want to put it up there. Where is our background that I just made? All right. Is that it? There it is. There we are. We're back. I really like it. Y'all let me know what you think about it. Ooh, Divergent One says, I make a pot of beans and rice every week. I purchase I purchase large bags of rice and beans. Y'all, girl, thank you all for supporting the gift gallery too. I appreciate that. Sorry. But y'all, I wanted to come back online with the clock app and TikTok because I wanted to say, and I said this in the video, the reason I believe that, I mean, first of all, racism, nastiness, that's just how they operate. Ew, gross. That's just the way they operate. But I think they highly resent seeing Black people that have enough money to spend at these restaurants. They highly, highly, highly resent seeing us come in here because deep down there, they believe that we should be in the kitchen serving them. And it questions their entire existence. If everything they've been taught about the lie of white supremacy is there. Do you like it? Good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shanu. I appreciate that. Did I pronounce that right? So what it is, Aaron agrees with me. So what I believe it is they think our Black asses should be in the kitchen cooking. Who the fuck are we? Who are they? What is their life? How is any of this MAGA, Christofascist, white supremacy lies that they've been fed on, the Republican Party just keeps feeding it to them because they ain't got no policy ideas. They don't, and they're just adhering to the thing what Lyndon Baines Johnson said. As long as you can convince the lowest, poorest, most uneducated white man that he is better than Black people, you can keep robbing him. You can keep picking his pocket. They don't have anything substantive to give these people. They ought to be on the same side. They ought to be on the same side as Black people, but we know that anti-Blackness and the racism is strong. It don't feed they asses. And they're angry that they got to work this ship and they got to serve this table of like Black bitches like over here. Who the hell are they with their lashes and they fancy purses and they outfits and smelling good and enjoying themselves and like laughing loud? Who the hell are who are they as the poor white chef, the struggling server? And I say this, I told y'all like I have waited tables, I have been a server. I know kitchen and restaurant like life and stuff. I know how easy it is to be disgusting in people's foods, like in a kitchen. And they see us, they see Black people coming in after church, after chapter meeting. I know when my little home chapter like gets together for a meal and they walk into a restaurant, woo, I know we be looking cute and pretty, but I know we also be demanding at that table. Hey, Bounty Bliss, I have missed you too. How are you, girl? It is good to see you. So that's where I think this is coming from. That's what I think the resentment is. That's where exactly like my grandmother, the reason the way my grandmother, hey, vibe wellness woman, and I'm reconnecting with everybody. We're gonna be doing a lot of collaborating and a lot of me and Linus are gonna be doing a doing a conversation. Hopefully me and Coach Rhonda can connect to like do a conversation. I would love to do some affirmation and some nervous system calming with Bounty and Bliss. Black girl podcasters are gonna be back now that I'm back. But y'all, that is what I've been thinking about the Texas Roadhouse and the racist like food tampering. All this has made me be like, oh my goodness, I'm really got to start taking my health seriously in my home, in my happy, peaceful home. Returning to some of the simpler domestic arts because these people in these restaurants cannot be trusted and they have hoodwinked us. Linus can speak to this absolutely as our 40 plus wellness expert. especially within launch or income agency and within what I consider to be my little 92% sisterhood here. She is an expert on this. Like, it is so crucial and important. We should never, no matter how well resourced we are, we should never get too far away from some of the teachings about cleanliness, hygiene, health, and nutrition, that our ancestors and indeed our grandmother, our grandparents, and our parents taught us. Yeah, she said, "Sure, can this is our cue to start eating at home and to start going back and inviting people into our home and just having some discernment. Can our homes become the places where we trust, like, where we trust what we're eating because we bought it from the black vendor at the farmers market, because we grew it from our own garden, because we ordered it from the black butchery or from the black farm, right? Can we return our homes to places where people are, especially our children and our loved ones and our community, just like it was in Mississippi when I went home? A place where our homes and people are fed, rested, loved, and restored. That, y'all, is the 92% movement. Like, and I want us to think about our 7 crucial decisions. First one, the rest revolution. What is more foundational to rest than creating a home where your nervous system can actually calm down? Ooh, let's do the same thing for black restaurants. Yes, as we did for nail salons. If you are a black woman that owns a food business, you make a food product, you have a restaurant, please get over to the sunshine directory.info and put your information. If there's a black restaurant in your town that you love, put it in the sunshine directory.info. It's time for black food creators and beverage creators to blow up. If you got Keith Lee is doing the Lord's work, and y'all know I'm deconstructed. Exactly. Save your money, sister. Start sourcing your food from trusted resources. Y'all, there is nothing easier than going to the damn farmer's market and looking for black people. Easiest thing in the world to do. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, fancy, like, farmers markets. We don't have that where I'm from. Y'all, it's farmers markets in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. It's farmers markets in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Oh, also 60% of farmers markets take EBT and SNAP. All right. We're not looking for perfection. Ain't nobody looking for a showroom, but it is time for us. And again, that is economic activism. We have to start going back to making food that nourishes you. If you got an Instapot or a crock pot, ain't no reason you shouldn't have rice and beans, which makes a full protein going. Consider it economic activism. For us, for black women, we're not doing this like beating the streets and going out to do this like protesting and stuff like that. No, 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 no. We don't need to involve nobody else. You made red beans and rice. Yes, my family's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That's where I just came back. We were at Jody's Bakery for my dad's birthday cake. Ooh, it was delicious. Um, so seriously, that's what we're trying to do. This is a huge wake up call for us. This Texas Roadhouse stuff. We can't trust anything that comes out of these restaurants, and ain't nothing coming out of these restaurants anyway. Y'all know a lot of these restaurants like buy their stuff frozen from Costco or Cisco. Thank you, Ocean Summer, for the economic activism stickers. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So that is what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Cause y'all, I am so tired of cooking, but I bet you I'm reinvigorated and I'm re-enlivened about it. I did, but we came back from the farmer's market and I cooked from the time we came back from the time we came back from the farmer's market till it was time to eat dinner. And I cooked everything that I brought home. And I'm not, and it's time for us to eat less beef anyway. We eat and we eat an unnecessary amount of beef in this country. We are sitting out with this administration. Let the people that voted for this mess fix it. And speaking of fixing, you know who has gotten on my nerves is white farmers in this country. The biggest welfare queens like in this country. The stuff they talk about, I'm starting to suspect beef because of what these white ranchers are saying. This one dude was like, if there's not a lot of cows in America, it's not America. Beef and America goes together. I'm like, says who? everything that I read from like black women health professionals, like, yeah, we're supposed to be eating a lot of protein, but we need to be getting this protein from plant sources and fish and lean like poultry. That's where we and from vegetable sources. Yes, no horse meat in my house or stomach. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all got ground beef in your house, just eat what's in your freezer. And we can't trust, I'm telling y'all, we can't trust nothing from the FBA and this the FDA, this administration to this man is gone. I'm telling y'all, we can't trust it. Pattern recognition. Y'all know I say the black women, black American women voters, we're extraordinarily gifted with a couple of different things. Intuition, discernment. That is what we're doing in the light of these stories about us having a beef shortage, um, uh, uh, culling the herds of American like horses and Mustangs and sending them to slaughter at the same time. Y'all stunt queen in chief says that we're gonna start buying beef from some unnamed country that everybody thinks is Argentina, which is racist, which we found out during the World Cup. Ooh, Natalie says, I have also decided to cook more. Yeah, we're cooking more. And because I don't want to cook more, Coach Dad is like, yeah, the girls are going to sign up to cook one night a week. I don't want to cook that much more, but the nights I do cook, I am batch cooking is all going to be healthy and nutritious, and we can't trust it. We right now we truly cannot trust anything this administration says. The man even says, I don't want to say what country we're buying the beef from. Mm-mm. No. And I want us to think about like this is something that shouldn't stress us out or scare us. This is literally the ancestors saying, "See what these people are doing to food." Like my grandmother said about the food at the fair. Haven't I told you how these people are and how they're nasty? Um, but we have been hoodwinked through like advertising and not staying connected to our own culture and the way our grandparents cook. Y'all know when we were growing up, we didn't go to restaurants and shit like this all the time. Restaurants were like real special and were like a very big deal. And I think now it's time for us to like break ourselves from this messed up cycle we have with these chained restaurants where the food ain't that good anyway. And we see and we know now how they feel about us. And you're right. This is a time for right. We can be eating anything. It ain't got bones and scales. Yeah, I don't want it. Like really, I ain't never thought. And around here in our house, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. People eat meat in this house. Again, the 22-year-old girl ain't nothing that girl loves than eating something with a bone in it. The more it resembles the like ribs, that little 20 is a little thin and light as she is. That girl could tear through slabs of ribs and chicken and bacon with the rind on it. Like she loves it, but we gotta switch that up and change it. Yeah, you're right. Going out to dinner for us used to be for only very special occasions. Seriously, like it was a big deal. Rice, beans, and get your vegetables and fruit. Exactly. And y'all, this isn't about trends. This isn't about like, oh, clean eating. And I know this we just going back to black ass basics. There are ways for us to cook and eat the way our grandparents and our great grandparents taught us that's gonna be better for us than this stuff. Seriously, eating out when I was a kid was birthdays and occasionally on Fridays, my parent. And y'all know the awesome part about this. One of our crucial decisions was that we were going to practice we were going to ritualize our wellness. Crucial decision number 5. This decision that we made as black women voters like actually lives in the kitchen. Water, sleep, vegetables, movement, cooking, gardening. Do y'all know my father? This used to embarrass me. I'm gonna tell all my Mississippi stories. My dad started the law office that I still think is a part of our family. They may have sold the law firm, but my dad started it. A couple of different lawyers outside of our family, but my sister practiced law there. My cousin Tracy, who was a judge, now practiced law there. It's a cute little law office, little black neighborhood in my little town of Hattiesburg. When I was little, I will never forget my dad had a full ass garden in the back of the law office. He was proud of it too. He would be in his 3-piece suit back there. Picture of a My dad had a need for speed and he was very spendy. So it would be my dad, the yellow Porsche, because my dad was fancy. He was bougie, beautiful black chocolate brown man, big gorgeous like afro. My dad loved taking pictures in that garden in his suit. in his three-piece suit. That garden had corn, it had collard greens, and my little ass was embarrassed. I didn't understand why my dad had a full-on garden, like, in the back. That was the smartest, coolest thing. And so that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, returning to that. "Hey, Soda Pop Pop, baby, I missed you. How are you?" So that's where we're returning to. Sitting down to eat instead of inhaling food while doom scrolling. Our wellness, mwah, thank you, mama. Our wellness doesn't have to be another expensive ass product. Sometimes wellness for Black women is beans simmering on the goddamn stove. Y'all get into bean talk. And black and we need to be celebrating this return. There's a couple of like Black women that are content creators on here like right now that they talk about how we take foods that are like culturally like from our ancestry and from our history, black eyed peas, how we cook beans, different kinds of greens, mustard greens, cabbage. Damn, I guess I can't make filthy cabbage no more. I just made a big pot of filthy cabbage like earlier this week. Also, you know what I find out too? It's always stuff like that that my children absolutely love. And one of them is a real picky, little funny acting little eater. Black women, we can make something out of nothing. And also, this is remunerative. The money that we will save from DoorDash and eating at these chain restaurants alone, that's remunerative. That's money we're saving that we could spend someplace else. Everything Aaron says, my dad has chickens and he gives away so many. Look at this. Chickens and gives away so many eggs to elderly Black people. Somebody says Cinderella said she cooked a pot of beans last night. Girl, me too. I made cannelloni beans. They're delicious. That's what I'm having for lunch. The second I get off. Seriously, the second I get off the live. And we know like this doesn't require my dad and mom were doing okay, but y'all know we can make patio potatoes. I mean, potato. You can plant potatoes on your patio. You can plant tomatoes on your little balcony. You can put herbs on your windowsill. And y'all, I don't have a green thumb. I have a brown thumb. The green thumb is my sister Andy. I can't grow nothing. I really can't, but I got four or five lettuce plants out there, kale plants. I'm gonna plant collards when it gets a little bit cooler. What else do we have in the garden? We're getting a few tomatoes. What else is out there? My spinach is already starting to go off, and that spinach I planted just won't go away. Like we eat spinach all year. I got a lemon tree, I got an orange tree. I dehydrate the lemons and the oranges. Aaron, what you just said about lemons like makes me. I need to gather up all these damn. I got a tree full of Meyer lemons. I get Meyer lemons like all week. But even if you don't have all that, y'all, we could do seeds. You can get seeds from the library. We have a whole seed repository at the library and plant something on your porch. This does not require a lot of money. Black women can make something out of nothing. We can garden, a recipe, dinner party, a beautiful table, a side hustle, a community. All right. All of this, and y'all, and this is a political issue for us as Black women. This is where it all comes back together. If policymakers want Black women, girl, thank you for the egg. Thank you for the egg. I appreciate that, Michelle. And these are the things we need to be asking politicians. What's your plan for our food system? What's going on with grocery prices? I'm not worried about Black farmers because Black farmers ain't never got the help that like white farmers have had. What happens to food safety? What's happening to us having land allocated in our neighborhood for community gardens? These are the things we need to be asking of politicians. Can ordinary families like our Black families, like, can we afford healthy food? These are quality of life issues. And the 92%, we're becoming quality of life voters. All right. And this is all, oh, this is economic activism. This saves money. I have literally from one pack of beans, I am positive I got 3 more meals out of that beans and rice. Yeah, our foods, oh my gosh, buy wellness so much. Yes. Yes, Linus, you are right. Our food safety is out of it is ridiculous. It's out of control. Oh, it is horrible. So yeah, stop. Oh, okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be Linus's anger translator because Linus, y'all know Linus is very ladylike. That's my big sister right there. She's in charge of our health and wellness. I listen to everything she says. I listen to everything she says. Linus, okay, I'm gonna be Linus's anger translator. Stop eating all this goddamn Linus is not gonna say that. Stop eating all this goddamn processed food, please. That's her asking very nicely. She's asking y'all very nicely, stop. And y'all, the processed food is food that don't look nothing like how it originally came out of the earth. EARF. So somebody just says, we cannot, hey, KJ, we cannot trust the FDA and Kennedy with his brain worms. No, no, we absolutely cannot. We can't. So we are going to return back to the old ways. I promise you. It does not have to be difficult. It does not. Just, and I consider Whole Foods just like what you make in your house. How closely can it resemble what it really was? Wheat thins, if you look at a wheat thin, you might not have any idea how that wheat thin like originated. It just and if you need like what are processed food, y'all, Google is for free. Instead of buying canned sodas and drinks, boil up a pot of black tea. I just made a gigantic pot of hibiscus tea. I season it with a little bit of Splenda and ginger and cinnamon. That's my Kool-Aid. That I mean, just little things like that. How did our yes, and it's and y'all, we eat in season. When I was growing up, do y'all remember? And again, I'm just coming to back from Mississippi. I'm just remembering. Y'all remember like lunch, like whatever meal we ate, like or the evening meal in summer, the side dishes and the vegetables. Well, sliced cucumber and tomato with salt and pepper. That was a whole side dish. That didn't require no cooking. Or summer squash and zucchini sauteed with some onions. Excellent side dish. Hash brown potatoes were not when they were made in my grandmother's house, or my aunt Marilyn made them. Hash brown potatoes weren't like fried and processed or right. Hash brown potatoes were cut up ice potatoes. White potatoes were cut up white potatoes sauteed hard in a skillet with peppers and onions and a lot of pepper, a lot of black pepper. And we didn't eat a whole lot of, we always had somebody that was dealing with the sugar, diabetes. We didn't eat a lot of sugar and we didn't eat like a lot of salt. I know some houses did, but my house didn't. About to eat some zucchini and squash right now. Correct. Divergent One says, I make ginger ale from fresh ginger and seltzer water and agave. Here are the recipes right here. Okay. My husband still says iced potatoes. I love that. I love iced potatoes. Always found an excuse to throw an iced potato in something. The way we used to eat green beans, like it was a potato in there. I don't know why. I don't know why. But it was like one iced potato, like in the green beans. And if we didn't have it in there, my grandmother got upset. We didn't even start using Jiffy Mix till the mid 90s. I can still make cornbread from scratch. Bacon grease, like that we use, like you would save everything and you would use that for a little bit of flavor and for the cornbread. That's what you would melt like in the cast iron skillet and like let it get hot. And however you put together cornmeal, white flour, we didn't even put sugar for. I don't like super sweet cornbread. I like homemade cornbread. I don't even really like sweet cornbread like that. I love like a savory cornbread. I don't really like a lot of sweet cornbread. We didn't even start using Jiffy Mix till like, seriously till like the late 80s, very 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 early 90s. All right. I say bacon grease to this day. We don't really be eating bacon like that as a small container I keep in the fridge, but I will absolutely use that for a little bit of flavor and like in my greens, hot water cornbread. Yes. So that was the anger translation from Linus, who is too much of a lady to get on the internet talking to y'all like that. So stop with the processed food. The processed food is racist. These people, I'm sorry, these people are trying to get us addicted. They don't give they don't give a damn about us or like our black health. Girl, because yeah, what's not to like about bacon grease? Cinderella said, "I love a little bacon." Yeah, well, and all you need is a little bit to flavor something. That's all you need. It truly is. So y'all, that is what I think about when I look at these stories. Ooh, Georgia One, thank you for the corgi. Thank you, everything, Aaron. Girl, I missed you. I can't wait to tell you about Roland Martin. I really do want to know your opinion. This is gonna be an interesting conversation. I gotta tell you. Ooh, a time was had at the MBJ. At the NABJ. So yeah, y'all, the food tampering claims, that's what the inspiration was for this. The combination of we're gonna get to Hakeem and backlash, and we're gonna get to Yuntie, and we're gonna get to the y'all Slovenian snake-eyed titty model to Gary Indiana being without power. But where's the beef? Y'all's between y'all's presidents, because what's the news story actually say? Y'all stunt queen and chief's mystery meat plan is a mess. The president who loves to, their president who loves to call other people's communities enraged American cattle ranchers by announcing plans to allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef. I don't even know what that means. What does products for ground beef mean? Is that the way they talk about? I know that sometimes people talk. I know. Discovering the return of traditional Black foodways. Yes, y'all, please do be sharing your family recipes. I'm making, if these cannelloni beans don't last throughout the week, I'm making black eyed peas. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and make the black eyed peas, and I'm gonna cook up all this. I bought a gigantic batch of kale. I'm about to cook it all up for this week. Um, the stunt queen in chief who loves to call other people's communists, enraged American cattle ranchers. I know they mad, but I don't know how I'm supposed to feel sym- sympathies for these white farmers. They already had it all. They had cheap labor, they had subsidies, they had markets, and they voted themselves out of prosperity. Like they literally voted themselves out of these things. And now they wonder, like, what's going on? What's happening? Why are we importing all this beef? And it's probably, girl, Bounty and Bliss said it's probably bodies from Epstein Island. I don't put nothing past these people. And when it comes to our food, they used to try to eat us. I don't mean to go morbid on everybody, but that's true. And we're supposed to trust. We're really crazy for having done it. We really are. We're crazy for having trusted anybody like with our food. That's all right. We gonna learn today. Thank you for that daily heart, me, y'all. I appreciate that. I really do. So that is what is on my mind today. All right. I don't. And our main message from all this, y'all, is um. I don't. I don't. I don't want us to be afraid. I don't want to kind of use fear like, girl, don't eat there, don't go there, don't trust nobody. Cause I mean, I'll be honest, like we got that a lot from our parents growing up, right? Like my mom like I got straight in trouble once taking food from somebody at somebody's house. My mom and my grandma did not say I could eat. It was only one house I could honestly, when I went into the house, I could eat whatever I wanted or whatever was offered. And that was Miss Jimmy Heath. That was Miss Heath's house. She was one of the church mothers. She lived across the street. She was an honorary like grandmother to all of us, to all the kids at the church. I could always get a pop out of Miss Heath's refrigerator that was in the garage. I could always eat whatever pound cake and I would eat whatever Miss Heath cooked. I will never forget Miss Heath, like one day, and I would just come in just ready to eat. I didn't even care what it was. I would be very strategic about how I went over there, and it was always something on the stove. And Miss Heath's house was a place I could eat. I'll never forget eating something once, just cleaning the plate, talking about, thank you, Judy, cleaning the plate. She's like, I like you. How do you like dinner tonight? Oh, it's delicious, Miss Heath. It's so good. Girl, do you have any idea what you're even eating? No, ma'am, but it's good. I'm just eating. I was eating squirrel stew. It was delicious. Squirrel stew, squirrels, shot. I don't even know how you shoot a squirrel, but like for Mr. Heath, they used to have a little trailer they used to go to on the weekend out in the country. Mr. Heath brought back some squirrels and cooked it up, and it was organic. Y'all know we eat that down south, right? Y'all know, like we healthier for me than anything they serve in a damn Texas Roadhouse. I guarantee you that. Had homemade food, but Jilly, because my neighbor had all the processed food, cookies and chips. Yeah, we never should have been eating it. Y'all. And also, when we were growing up, did y'all's parents buy that stuff? Like my mom would not buy it. Man, if a liter of Coke came in the house or like potato chips, man. I know they're so tiny. I don't even know how you even shoot. I think they must have used some kind of buckshot or something to like get squirrels. I don't even know how you'd even get them. But it was delicious. We've been knowing how to survive. My uncle's got like a freezer full of any black man you know down south got a freezer full of deer meat. My uncle's got like gallons of like deer chili, I'm sure at this moment. And it was a treat. It was a special day if there was anything other than Tab in that house. Yeah, like we just didn't have all this. We didn't have all these big bags of sodas. Like when you made popcorn, you were popping that shit in a big steel pot, moving it like this over the eye of the stove. That's how you got popcorn. My people didn't even fuck with Jiffy Pop for real. Like my Aunt Marilyn, that was good popcorn too. When Aunt Marilyn and Carolyn would make popcorn from scratch. I'll still make popcorn from scratch for the kids. Yeah, my daddy does. He brings me deer meat when he visits. My daddy got a freezer full. See, I told you the solution is right in front of us. So it doesn't have to be a whole lot of don't eat there, don't go there, don't trust anybody. I just want discernment saying that we as Black women have choices. We can choose where we spend, we can choose what we eat, we can choose who gets act. Yes, as Kate says, possum, rabbit, raccoon, and y'all, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna be eating a lot of raccoon and possum right now, but I can choose where I buy my meat from. We can choose where we eat. We can choose who gets access to us. We can learn something new. I can learn how to finally use this goddamn Instapot in here. And I had no idea you can make a whole pot of beans in an hour and a half in an Instapot. You ain't even got to soak the beans. See, I didn't know this until very recently, but we can grow something. We can buy from farmers in our communities. I love it. And I live here in California. I just had a little white girl at the little farm stand tell me, she goes, and I'm like, because Coach Dad was like, why does everybody want cash? And she was like, oh, she went on this whole speech about how important cash is and how they're trying to get us to go cashless and how that props up like patriarchy and oligarchy. And I was like, well, note to self. I really, girl, an hour. I'm not even lying to you, Regina. I got cannelloni beans up there. It took an hour and 15 minutes, and I didn't even need the extra 15 minutes. The beans were a little softer than I actually like my red beans or my cannelonis to be. But that's how quickly they cooked in an hour, girl. I didn't soak anything. I just sauteed up one strip of bacon, like one strip of bacon in that Instapot because you can saute and then you can put it on pressure cook. Girl, those beans are delicious. Fresh thyme, celery, onion, garlic. What else did I put in there? Thyme, onion, garlic. I got these garlic stems that are all crushed up from the farmers market. They have a very interesting taste. Parsley, Aleppo pepper, salt, pepper. Delicious. That's what I'm gonna have for lunch when we get done. So let's remember that. Okay. We don't have to be afraid. We can invite people to our home. We can do our little sister circle. I know we like to get cute and go out. Hey, Dr. Johnson, but we got to be a lot more discerning about where the hell we go. Over here, Gina's makeup says, yeah, no more restaurants for me. I'm an excellent cook anyway. I'm a good cook too. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm tired of cooking though. So we're just going to start sharing the labor in the house. My 22-year-old is going to cook one night a week. Heaven help us. But we going to eat that meal. The little scary Scorpio. Now I think she actually has some skill. But yes, we can do these things. We can do this. Doctors and health practitioners and professionals have been telling us to let go of this processed food forever. Do we need any more encouragement than this Texas Roadhouse situation? No, we don't. I argue, I posit, no, we don't. Dr. J, thank you for the stickers. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. I appreciate that. All right. Woo! So that's how I feel about Texas Roadhouse. This is literally the ancestors and energetically us as Black women being told, and this is not to take on more work. Maybe the partner in your house, like maybe he's the one that cooks. Maybe the kids are the ones that cook. I don't want to make things any more strenuous on us. And y'all know how I feel about cooking right now. I'm tired of cooking. Thank you, y'all, for the daily heartbeats. I appreciate that so much. And y'all, thank you for helping us manifest some of this stuff. Thank you for supporting the live. Okay. So we don't have to think, let's not think about it about what we can't do no more. And you know another thing, it was some young guns talking about y'all think y'all gonna keep me from Texas Roadhouse. I need my Texas Roadhouse. I can order takeout. And I was like, young woman, you are missing the point. You are putting like why would you want to eat someplace you gotta trick people out of not fucking up your food or fucking with your food if you're Black? Hey, garden. Why would we do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why are what, young lady? And she's like, I order takeout. Oh, joke's on them. I do DoorDash. We're putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Okay. All right. We can grow something. We can support Black farmers at the farmers market. We can invite our girlfriends like over, tell everybody to bring a plate, bring a dish if they're Black. Oh, I take that back. I got some white girlfriends that can cook. I don't hang out with white people that can't season food. I never have. I'm serious. My friend Kendra can cook. My friend Chris can cook. Oh gosh, we have always had those folks among us, unfortunately. Yeah, they've been like that. I told y'all about my grandmama and the fair. My grandma, you are vindicated 100%. Have y'all seen a picture of my grandma? This is my grandma. This is my grandma that wouldn't let me eat nothing at the fair. That's grandma right there. That's my grandma that wouldn't let me eat nothing at the fair. No, indeed. No, indeed. There was none of that. So, y'all, these are the choices that we have to make in light of this Texas Roadhouse stuff. I don't feel deprived at all. We need to stop eating in these crazy places anyway. We don't know who's back there, where this food comes from. Can't nothing be trusted from these people. Um, so yeah, we have options. Okay, we have agency, and that's how I want us thinking about like reverse weathering as Black women. Okay. I want us to we can bring all this like back home. This is the universe and the ancestors making it very clear for us. And maybe that's our assignment for like this next phase of the 92%. Building bodies. Because we have been like it's true. There's a whole book I'm reading about it right now. Like truly, like the racialized stress and the racial bias that we as Black women live under, it is literally making us sick. So maybe that's our assignment for this next phase of the 92%. Build lives that our bodies don't constantly need to be recovering from. Homes, meal practices, the way we wake up, the way we go to sleep, that restore us, building habits that strengthen us, build and support communities that feed us. Yeah, she was tall, strong like my grandma too. Yeah, she was. My grandma was not a little short stuff. I don't know why my mom ended up being 5'3". My grandma was easily an inch taller than me, and I'm 5'7". I love when we see each other and say, hey. So, y'all, let's spend and eat out with discernment. Let's choose who we allow to feed us or where we get this food to like bring it in our house. We're going to choose with intention. We are going to grow what we can. I know we can't grow everything. I can barely grow anything. It's by virtue of just living in California where the soil is good and we get lots of sunshine that I got what little piece of garden I got. And we can remember, like, who were your ancestors? Who are the ones? My dad had a full grown garden, like out in the back of the law office. My my grandma Halleck in the front of her house, she didn't have ornamental flowers. The grandma I just showed you, Myrtle, she's a Taurus. She liked roses and hydrangeas and monkey grass. She wanted a very landscape. She was a little bougie. She liked the little landscape. Grandma Halleck grew food everywhere. The front of her house, a little pretty little white house, like out in the country, had tomato vines in the front. That's like when you walk into Grandma Halleck's house, you smell that smell. Y'all know how tomatoes smell, like that green, earthy summer smell. That's what it smelled like going in her house because that's practically she had 14 children. She had to be growing and hunting food. Okay, but we can cook what we can, we can share what we can grow what we can, and reserve our very precious attention, labor, and dollars because y'all know we are suffering out there in the job market as Black women. And we can save our political power for people and institutions that can demonstrate that they value us. It was made very clear and abundantly clear by that messed up Facebook group. Yeah, it does. It kind of does. You're right. It kind of does. Like smell a little bit like the devil's lettuce. It does smell a little bit like that. But that's what we're doing. We are making sure that we're reserving the attention, the labor, the dollars, and political power for people that actually value us and demonstrate that they value us and not after. Because I promise y'all gonna see Texas Roadhouse, and they don't have to just be Texas Roadhouse, y'all. It could be any of these chain restaurants, and I have eaten in all these chain restaurants. If no matter how bougie and how particular you are about your food, y'all know when you're a soccer parent, when you're a track parent, football parent, baseball, t-ball parent. Y'all know we got to travel together and sit down and eat with people we don't even like at restaurants we don't give a damn for. I can't tell y'all how many. I can't tell you how many. And I'm not going to disparage Cheesecake Factory because they say Cheesecake Factory actually makes their food. They don't use a lot of frozen like stuff. I'm not saying it's healthy or it's good for you, but there's a million restaurants, Applebee's, freaking TGI Fridays, Chevy's, Where else did we used to have to eat all the time? PF Chang's, like, going on these little trips, these sports trips and stuff. We can start changing that stuff. You don't have to go to those places. You can go to the Whole Foods, get a little salad, let the kid pick up a little pizza, little chicken nugget, little chicken finger. We do not, yeah, they all taste the same anyway. Yeah, and none of it is better than what's in your kitchen. And I'm saying this as a black woman that is tired of cooking. I am tired of cooking. But that's my work. Ain't nothing in life, ain't nothing easier or for free in life. And that's part of our 92% movement prescription. Try to eat less, like Lennox just said, try to eat less of this processed food, and we're gonna grow what we can. We'll share what we can, and we're gonna be very discerning with who we buy stuff from. Okay. We're not, and that's not us like retreating from the world or like segregating ourselves. That's building our power base. Okay. Y'all know what's really cool about this for black women? These people, they're doing anything to get us out in the street to like start the race war and the revolution. Y'all, for us, for black women, a revolution begins and ends with the ballot, our voting. Okay. Sometimes it starts with a boycott, economic activism. Sometimes the only thing we can do is starve the beast of money and show them. I believe that's why Target did that little shit with the minstrelsy Halloween costumes. They're mad at us. They're mad at black women for damn near bringing down a major corporation. So sometimes the revolution for black people, like it starts with a boycott. And sometimes black women in the 92%, sometimes it starts with a pot of greens. Sometimes it starts with patio tomatoes. Okay, sometimes it starts with an Instapot or a crock pot full of red beans and rice to feed our family. And that's good. That's good for us. The revolution don't have to look like everybody thought it was going to look or what they were going to try to drag us into. Ooh, Tiff Critique says we are being revolutionary by going inward and preserving our magic for us. Yes. Perfect way to end, girl. Perfect. Before we get to some more of this news, I love y'all. I missed it. Yes, homemade pizzas. My mom, we went through a. Now this is, I believe this is processed food. I believe Bisquick is processed food. But before you could go buy like already pre-made pizza dough at the grocery store, which you can just buy now, like you can just buy pizza dough. When I was growing up, you can just buy pizza dough. You couldn't just get Pillsbury pizza dough or the grocery stores or Costco. First of all, there was no Costco. Sam's Club came around when I was like a teenager, like 17 or 18 years old. We saw our first Sam's Club or Costco. Wasn't no buying no damn pizza dough, so we used Bisquick. Bisquick had a pizza dough recipe. Oh my gosh, we used to, after Girl Scout meeting, we used to fuck up a homemade pizza. We did. You can make a delicious homemade pizza crust with Bisquick. Oh, y'all got me going back into Black history. Oh my gosh. Yes. Y'all gonna have me making homemade pop. Y'all gonna have me making like to this day, I can't stand the smell of microwave popcorn, but I love the smell of homemade popcorn, like made on the stove, the way my Aunt Marilyn and Carolyn used to make it. Y'all, let's get some of this news before we got to get out of here. I'm so happy to be back. I missed y'all. Mississippi was wonderful. Oh, and I'm saying all this as I ate some of the, but you know what? In Mississippi, okay, so y'all know the way In-N-Out Burger is a big deal in California. I've never liked In-N-Out Burger. I've never understood because the restaurant we go to, the little soda, the little hamburger joint we go to in Mississippi is called Ward's. My mouth starts watering. Y'all remember the way Wendy used to? My mouth starts watering when I think about it. Ain't nothing about this Ward's food good for us either. Ward's is got this like greasy chili and onions, but it goes with that waxy fake American cheese. But those French fries are delicious, and they make a root beer float made out of soft serve that is so good. Like I only get to have it when I go home to Mississippi. I have it once when I go home. It was like so good, but you know who was working at Ward's? Black people. Everybody in there was black. Manager was black, staff was black. I you got Bojangles. I don't think we ever had that down floor. No, girl, Bojangles, I felt like was something that was Louisiana had. Like we had the chicken restaurants that we had were Church's Chicken. My grandmother loved Church's Chicken, and we didn't eat fried chicken. Like if we ate fried chicken, wasn't nobody frying chicken in my house. Like chicken was baked. Like and if you had fried chicken, you would go to like Church's, Popeyes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. But we were not Kentucky Fried Chicken eating family. It was either Church's or Popeyes. Oh, it was more North Carolina BAMD. Yeah, I ain't never been. I once had a Bojangles biscuit that was delicious. You would go to Hardee's for like your little. We didn't have Chick-fil-A. Like we didn't get Chick-fil-A until late 90s. So actually, am I lying about that? We may have had Chick-fil-A when we first got the mall like in our town. But again, those are special occasions. We wouldn't just eating it Chick-fil-A all the time or even Hardee's all the time. Like you would get a Hardee's biscuit on some special, not a special occasion, but it would be like if I was running around with my mom and she had to like travel someplace for a court case or something. Like when you're getting on a road to get breakfast, we'll go buy Hardee's, we'll get a biscuit, like and some coffee. I know, girl, Ward's was so good. I took a picture of it. I ain't got no business eating Ward's, but you know what? I wasn't worried about nobody spitting in my food because that Ward's was run by black folk, by black people. And it was delicious too. It was so good, y'all. Woo! All right, let's get to some of this news. So we already talked about this. This beef, y'all's president. Thank you for the egg. We're talking about all this in the context of the accusations against Texas Roadhouse that were made in that racist like Facebook group. Also, y'all's president, stunt queen in chief, has a mystery meat plan. He is planning to allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef to be imported tariff free. That has pissed off American cattle ranchers. To which I say, who did y'all vote for? Now we got MAGA ranchers trying to sell their beef on freaking TikTok shop and getting on YouTube and Instagram live doing like live sales, to which I love, and people are asking them, is it red meat or blue meat? Who did you vote for? If you're a cattle rancher and you're a progressive and you're a liberal, yeah, holla at me. The rest of y'all can get what you get. Y'all can get what you get. Y'all voted for this. Cattle ranchers unanimously, overwhelmingly voted for the stunt queen in chief. Okay, under everybody else, and especially under Democrats, y'all had cheap labor. Y'all had markets. Y'all had markets, international markets, cattle, soybean. We even had programs like USAID where we would buy MAGA farmers. We would buy y'all's grain, the leftover grain and corn, and we would buy that. The government would buy it and then send it to other countries for a stabilized globe. But oh no, y'all wanted the stunt queen in chief. Y'all wanted Republican rule, and this is what y'all get. This is what you get. Okay. That is what you get. Y'all, thank you so much for thank y'all for sharing out the live. Thank you all for being here. We're about to wrap up. So much shitty news while I was gone. Thousands. We're not the United. We are the benighted states of America. Indiana still without power. And especially in Gary, Indiana. Do we understand why Gary? Let me just double check and make sure. I really hope. I hope I'm wrong about this. I hope power is back on. Is power on in Gary? Is power back on in Gary, Indiana? No, power is not fully back on in Gary, Indiana. That is a damn shame. And the government's not doing nothing. We don't have a functioning government right now. Let us see. Frustration among residents in Indiana is high, and especially in Gary, as many seek aid at shelters, receive food distribution centers. City school remained closed. Thousands in Northwest Indiana still without power nearly 2 weeks after a storm. Y'all know y'all stunt queen in chief trying to get rid of FEMA. There was a time when some disaster happens, we declare a disaster emergency. We immediately get to work trying to help. Oh no, not anymore. Not with y'all stunt queen in chief. Homes in Gary, and I know the reason they're mad at Gary is because Indiana went for y'all stunt queen in chief, but Gary, Indiana is predominantly black. It's a blue dot in a red state, and I feel I I'm positive this has something to do with it. Homes in Gary, Portage, Lake Station, and Munster still lacked electricity as of yesterday morning. According to NIPSCO, the local power company in Gary, Mayor Eddie Melton said at least 17,000 citizens remained without power on Sunday. That's a damn shame. Frustration among residents is high as many seek aid. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has activated the National Guard to assist with restoration efforts while the stunt queen. It says he approved an emergency declaration for the state. I bet that's all he's going to do. This allows the Federal Emergency Management Agency to assist with the recovery efforts from the storm. So hopefully, power to Indiana as soon as possible, and especially to Gary, Indiana. Let me see if I've missed any comments. Agreed. Oh, y'all too. Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to get to something that actually makes me happy. The stunt queen. Did y'all see the stunt queen and the snake-eyed Slovenian titty model arguing at the Grand Prix? Speculations that they were arguing over Natalie Harp. Y'all know that hoe was at. I'm not gonna call her a hoe. Young crazy staffer Natalie Harp. Is something wrong with her? Is something severely wrong with her? And that he enjoys having somebody like that around him lets you know how is something really wrong with him. Can you imagine if Barack had some kind of crazy ass stalker velcroed to him the whole time? It would never have happened. And that's the reason y'all have seen y'all's snake-eyed Slovenian titty model. Bibas was bad on. That's the reason her ass to show up. They hadn't seen her ass for 30 days. 30 days, but they call her in also because that's not a part of her negotiated contract. I think that bitch gets paid. I don't mean to be calling women bitches, but I think that bitch gets paid by the appearance. She won't show up, and they're trying to use this old playbook from like Scandal days and like West Wing days that when there's some allegation about some young female staffer or whatever, bring in the wife like to calm down the noise. Both of them were at that Grand Prix, whatever that was. The speculation, the stunt queen Melania arguing over Natalie Harp. They showed a video of them having harsh words. Melania, like, so the girl Natalie, like, hands a phone to the stunt queen in chief while they in the stands. So immediately after that, Melania, like, gets up. The stunt queen in chief tries to pat Melania's leg or whatever. She gets up, wipes off like the area he touched. He got up and wiped it off and exited stage left. I love mess when I have nothing to do with it, and this is a mess, and it's not going away either. The stunt queen in chief Melania arguing over Natalie Harp video from the Grand Prix event sparks buzz. The speculation has been linked online to recent rumors surrounding Natalie Harp, a Trump aide who has attracted considerable attention because of her proximity to the president and her role within his inner circle. What a sorry ass state of affairs. What a sorry, strange state of affairs. Have y'all read this woman's notes? Her crazy ass, stalker ass letters to this man. Yuck, ew, fighting over a stinky girl with a colostomy bag. Yes. She don't want to lose her standing in case he goes to the upside down world. She just showed up to collect her check. I'm convinced. She's like, I'm here to take care of all these fucked up rumors about you and this weird girl or whatever. And here she still is. And there the girl is just smiling, standing behind her. I was like, what in the white trash trailer park wannabe Dynasty Dallas Flowers in the Attic telenovela is this? It's a mess, and I'm enjoying watching it. May the mess continue. I'm fine. Let it just, it is just the trashiest, nastiest. The whole situation looks like it smells bad. It's like, who did Bounty and Blitz just say that? Like, yeah, oh, girl, flowers in the attic. You know that's what it is. That you know how he likes women that look like Ivanka. I'm telling you, is it not flowers in the attic slash Falcon Crest trailer park ass Beverly Hillbillies? Green Acres because of Melania, although Zsa Zsa Gabor would never. Like Zsa Zsa she was an icon. I don't mean to compare that snake-eyed Slovenian titty model to Zsa Zsa, but it's all the worst. The speculation has been linked online to recent rumors surrounding Natalie Harp, a Trump aide who has attracted considerable attention because of her proximity to the president and her role within his inner circle. A tense exchange. Some people say this wasn't even her. Said this wasn't even Melania. Y'all know they'll pull out allegedly. Y'all know they'll do a lookalike sometimes. A tense exchange between the stunt queen in chief, the Freedom 250, still laundering money. Still laundering money under the auspices of it being the 250th anniversary of the United States. The Freedom 250 Grand Prix has sparked a wave of speculation. It appears to show that Melania walking away shortly after sitting. Oh my gosh, the brief interaction. All right, so they're supposed to be fighting. I don't know. This it's not even a fight. They can't stand to be around each other. They hate each other. Ain't no love or mutual affection. They're all very 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 weird. That girl is grieving. Wait. Don't forget Pence. Ooh, oh, we got some good stuff over here in the chat. Tiff Critique says, we are being revolutionary by going inward and preserving our magic for us. Don't forget that Pence was an Indiana governor. That's right. I forgot about that. The girl is grieving. You feel bad for her. I heard you miss me, girl. Bye. Be best. Be best, heifer. Good luck changing his diaper. And she was teeheeing with who's the one with the fucked up teeth? Eric. She was like sitting talking with him. I'm like, just like a trashy ass family. Eric, I guess Eric figured maybe it's best for him to get to know her because that's about to be stepmama number 3. She might be stepmama number 3. I could totally see that. Y'all, when I was at the NABJ, some really cool stuff was like going on, and one of the last things that happened that got everybody talking was Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith being given the thumbs down award by the National Association of Black Journalists. I've never been prouder to be a part of something. I think I'm gonna become a member. And what did this? So I've been following that, and I was like, I know Stephen A. Smith didn't go on Sean Hannity talking football helmet, sentient football helmet, and friend of the show, Sean Hannity. I've never been able to stand Sean Hannity. Cannot stand him. So your boy Stephen A. Smith ran to the Sean Hannity show to cry. D.L. Hughley said he went to go tell Massa on us. D.L. Hughley said he went to go tell on us for that award. Popular sports analyst. Did y'all know that? I didn't know this either. That Stephen A. Smith got his first job at the NABJ. At the little job fair. At the job fair, it's really cool, y'all. I wasn't there for it. I got there the day after, but the big media companies like set up these news desks. And if you're a young wannabe journalist, there are a lot of students there. Like you can come show up and you can audition. Apparently, he got his first job at the NABJ. Popular sports analyst and Uncle Tom, Stephen A. Smith, is seemingly always being called out for something or other. Usually it's for his passionate takes. I don't know nothing about sports ball beyond my children's, like soccer and track and CYO basketball. I understand he's supposed to be an important person and he was an important journalist, like at one time about sports. Usually it's for his passionate takes. It could be heard on CNN's First Take. This time he's being criticized for different reasons. After the well-known ESPN personality won a thumbs down award from the National Association of Black Journalists. Y'all, I saved my badge. You'll see where it says like speaker and first time attendee. I was so proud. I was so proud to be there. I'm so proud, especially like in light of them giving him this award. After the well-known ESPN personality won a thumbs down award from the National Association of Black Journalists, he took his grievances to Fox News. See, telling on us. He went to Massa and he told on us. In an appearance with Sean Hannity, Stephen A. Smith, friend of the show, says that he found the award to be highly offensive and called it utterly ridiculous. Of course you would. I think it's utterly ridiculous. He was given the award because of his disparaging comments and the attacking way he goes after Black women. I think it's utterly ridiculous, Smith said. I don't know what the expletive they're talking about. I find it highly offensive. They would label me this way, give me a thumbs down, especially for disparaging Black women, because that's what you did. And he was a punk when Serena Williams' husband got on his show and told him what was what. I want everybody out there to know there's no such thing. That did not happen. See how they gaslight us? that is the MO of this. That's the complete MO of this administration. Just lie. All Jake do is front and lie. Just gaslight us like we haven't seen what we've seen. The way he talked about Kamala, the way he talked about Serena Williams, just gaslighting us. It didn't happen. It's real easy to say that shit on Fox News because it's not like Fox News is gonna go back and do any research. He's a coward. I can't stand him. And the fact that this man thinks he can run for president, that and what does he not do? He doesn't go to a black outlet. Whatever whatever people think about Joy Reid, Don Lemon, I'm not a fan of either anymore. Used to be, not anymore. Joy Reid, Don Lemon, did he go on there to talk about it? No. Did he go to DL Hughley? Who else could he have gone to? There's so many people he could have gone to have a conversation about this. Could have gone to a black woman. Could have sat down with like Abby Phillips. Could have sat down and talked to his old colleague at ESPN, Jameli Hill. I don't know who's gonna vote for him. White racists are being put in some very interesting situations. What they gonna do? I don't know what they gonna do in Florida between Byron and my girl Angie Dixon. I love her. I love everything about her. I hope she wins. She's wonderful. I don't know about this DSA association. Also, y'all know about Angie Dixon. So Angie Dixon is our new beautiful black candidate on the liberal progressive Democratic side in Florida. I think she won out over Vindman. She didn't have nearly the money Vindman had, and she pulled out a win. I don't know what they gonna do in Florida. That's why we're gonna have Erin cover it. Erin's gonna give us like her opinions on it. But I love her so much. And you know what else? Yeah, she's rocking it out. Yeah, with no money. And you know what else I don't like? I do not like the way Miss Dixon. Oh, I wish she would come on our podcast. I wish she would come on the Sunshine Report. I don't like the way people are talking to her. I don't like the way these journalists are talking to her. I really don't. I'm really watching with a skeptical eye to make sure, because journalists, politicians that are running for office, it's really easy to do, like, to catch them out or to do gotcha questions or whatever. I don't have a problem with that, but there's something about the way these journalists are talking to her as a black woman that just don't sit right with my spirit. It's making me angry. And with Gail's ass, that's when I was like, you know what, Gail? I'm Gen X. I know we supposed to love Gail and Oprah, but I'm tired of Gail. I'm tired of Gail and Oprah. Gail, you barely hanging on by that bad wig. Gail's been addicted to bad wigs for a long time. Hibiscus and ginger tea. With my creatine in it, so it's delicious, but it's got that little bit of a creatine. But Ocean Summer, you feel the same way? Yeah, girl. I don't like the way they be talking to her, but I'll be watching her. Her face is so beautiful. I love her. And when she was talking about, and we deserve economic security, we deserve rest. I was like, see, she's 92%. See. Like when she said rest, I don't understand those bad wigs either, but sometimes we just got to leave with black women alone about their hair and their weird shit with wigs and shit. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the problem is, but anyway, Stephen A. Smith, can't stand, never liked you, never understood why people like his voice. His voice is annoying to me. I couldn't have him talking to me about a sport I liked. Yeah, she can. You're right, Ocean Summer. She can afford the best of wigs. I don't know what the deal is. So, y'all, Hakeem Jeffries decided to sit down with Jared. I ain't never been elected for nothing, Kushner. See, this is why the young people be getting upset with the establishment, the Democratic Party establishment. The children be getting angry. I can't blame them. Backlash after Hakeem Jeffrey holds private meeting with Jared Kushner. I don't know what he expects to get from Jared Kushner. He's not. I, he's not an elected official. I don't think the stunt queen in chief really be listening to anybody. He's a real estate developer embezzler, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, he's just busy lining his and the family's pockets. They used to work together at a law firm before he became a senator. Really? Backlash after Hakeem Jeffries holds private meeting with Jared Kushner ahead of the midterms. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries met privately with the stunt queen in chief's son-in-law and advisor, Jared Kushner in recent weeks, prompting criticism from some Democrats ahead of approaching midterm elections. Although Kushner, who served as senior West Wing advisor during his first term, he doesn't have a formal role with the current administration, and he's remained involved in the diplomatic efforts in the Middle East and Russia. And y'all see where that has gotten us. The meeting, an unusual instance of a top Democrat and a stunt queen confidant coming together to discuss potential areas of agreement. This is why I'm very interested to see how this works out. We ain't got no what I heard Booker and Jeffries worked at the same law firm and worked with the same people. I believe that. That sounds about right. I have been very disappointed with Jeffries for a while now. I honestly, there's something about with the way Jeffries talks that drives me crazy. Like, I'm ready for us to start. People need to use plain English, plain yet intelligent English to talk about our political systems and stratagems. And I think Jeffries is still caught in a way of talking that is very reminiscent of like Jesse Jackson, Chuck Schumer's another one. There. It's not that I have a problem with them. I want much, much, much more for our leadership. I see how our young people are frustrated with them. I see how why they're frustrated with them and why they criticize them. We want people to be fighting for us, to be smart about the way they talk. Honestly, y'all know Ossoff and Warnock are two of my favorite senators. The way like Ossoff talked about Natalie, never accused this girl of shit. He never said, Natalie, you a hoe, Natalie, you effing the president that you serve. He never said that. But the way he spoke about her called everybody's attention to the situation in a way that was like intelligent and just common sense. And I feel like we could be like, it's very important for Schumer and Jeffries to be just talking to the people about what we're doing, our stratagems, like what the plan is in a way that is engaging and that people can understand. And I just feel like they could be communicating better. The meeting, an unusual instance of a top Democrat and a stunt queen and chief confidant coming together to discuss potential areas of agreement has drawn scrutiny for some within Democratic circles. The publication reached out to the White House and the offices of Kushner and Jeffries for comment. This was first reported on Sunday by the New York Times. Yeah, Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland said, I'm in favor of people meeting with whoever they want to discuss ideas, but it's one thing to have a meeting. It's another thing to see something real come out of that. Um, Tommy Viator, he's one of those Pod Save America boys, said Jared Kushner has no actual government job. He just uses his family. I kind of agree with this. He uses his family connections to get money from Gulf autocrats and fund corrupt. That was a Freudian slip. Corporate for corrupt. Gulf autocrats and fund corrupt deals. The only way Jeffrey should work with him is with demands for documents and subpoenas. Well, yeah, we do. So, Gwendolyn, you're right. Like, we do need people that can be factual, that know what they're talking about. Chuck Schumer has forgotten more about like politics and the way the Senate and the House run than some people like will ever know or learn, that's a compliment to him. I clearly understand that he knows what he's talking about. I think Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, this is just in my mind. This is not proven, but I think that because women would think this way. Like, I think she had a succession plan, and I think her succession plan was Jeffries, then AOC. I think that's supposed to be the line of succession. I think he's somebody that she very much like championed. Anyone over the retirement age needs to go, period. I think you're right. We need change. Things have to grow. Do y'all remember in church, like I don't y'all know I'm deconstructed, but I don't have any church hurt. And the man that ran our church, his name was I'm missing all kind of comments over here. Ooh, Golden Lady says many establishment Dems exhibit weaponized incompetence to me. They could do better, but are paid a lot not to. Indeed, and does not even get started talking about APAC. They were essentially a Republican, like Tip Critique says. I don't even believe they want to win in November. All I know is that people, the young people especially, want to see some fight. And I know practically we're not in power, and when you're not in power, but yeah, I don't give a damn. Like, be talking about the investigations that are coming. I just don't believe is there we don't have any points of mutuality or agreement with the Republican Party. They are literally the party of rape, pedophilia, sexual assault, white supremacy, racism, skullduggery, malfeasance, theft, corruption. This is what they've done. This is who they are. What kind of we don't have any meeting of the mind with them. This is not that's the one frustration I would say that we have with them with Jeffries and Schumer is that they're still it seems like unless they tell us more of what they're doing in the background, it just seems like they're playing from a really old fucking played out playbook. Ain't no rules no more. There's no more decorum. There's no reaching across the aisles. Like Republicans have ceded Congress. Also, why the fuck is why is the stunt queen meeting like why not Mike Johnson? Like why isn't he the one why isn't Mike Johnson meeting with Jeffries? Like why is it Jared Kushner? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, like I was going to say about my pastor, Gwendolyn says everybody like that's retirement age and older should quit. All I know, all I'm gonna say to that is I don't have any church hurt. And the kindest man in the world was our pastor, like when I was a kid at Pine View Presbyterian. And I'll never forget, like, there was this one lady, I'm not gonna say her name, God rest her, but man, when a baby used to cry in church, she was the, you know how some of us like and turn around and look at the mama or whatever. And I'll never forget when Reverend Rigsby shut that down. And he said, the moment you all start hating the sound of children in the church, when there is no children's laughter, when there's no babies crying, that means the church is dead. So we want to hear babies crying. We want to hear, and I think that's the way it should be in our politics. We should be hearing like the sounds of the youth. Do they know what they're talking about? Not usually. Y'all know they young, they read a few things, they listen to a few podcasts, and they get real biggity, like they know everything or whatever. But they need to have a voice, especially if we want to entice them to vote. They need to be heard, okay? Like they need to be heard. So that's how I feel. We need to listen to these young voices, even if they're aggravating. Even if they're right only 1 out of 5 times, doesn't matter. They're young. We need the energy and we need them to vote, and they need to feel seen and they need to feel heard. And even I will admit that the way that Schumer and Jeffries talk sometimes drives me crazy because it sounds like they're still talking like there's a regular ass rule book. And there's not, children. Like we are in the wild, wild west. That's why Black women, we have to take care of ourselves. No one's coming to save us. The rules are over. And finally, why the fuck are we picking a fight with Canada? Why are we starting a trade war with Canada? And 92% this matters because all this does, this tariff warfare and back and forth. First of all, when I got up and I read about this and I saw that Carney made a speech basically saying, this man is trying to treat us like we ain't nobody in these trade negotiations, like trying to like abuse us and like take advantage of us, like for so many reasons, like trade with Canada. This is it's kind of crazy. Like Canada's our neighbor. A lot of our trade agreements are like this with Canada. He already messed up, what was it, NATO, and turned it into something else and like named it after himself. And why are we trying to beat up on and be shitty to Canada? It's ridiculous, and he's acting like a bitch. This is what the way the United States came out of the box with these Canadian, like these Canada trade negotiations. It's because we've been so embarrassed internationally by this nightmare of a war with Iran. Iran has kicked our ass and is kicking our ass so thoroughly, like on the world stage. It's like when a bully like when the victim finally gets mad and turns around and punches them in the neck. Stunt queen in chief and his regime is the bully. Iran is the victim that finally turned around and punched him in the neck, like, and embarrasses the bully. So then he finds another like smaller kid so he can seem tough. That's what this Canada shit seems like because it makes no sense. Yeah, Cinderella, you like Canada because we ain't got no reason to dislike Canada. I mean, what is it like? Well, I guess we got Drake we can hold against Canada if we have to hold something against Canada. I mean, I guess we can hold Drake. I don't know. I never had a problem with Canada. It's stupid for us as a nation, as a trading partner, to have a problem with Canada and be acting all biggity and big and bad and bold with Canada. And I think it's because 'cause we've been so humiliated on the world stage with them that that's why we are where we are right now. That's just my opinion. And it's only gonna make things more expensive for us. Getting into a trade war with Canada and going back and forth with the tariffs, like, so we say higher tariffs on Canada, and then they say higher tariffs back on us. You know what that comes down on? Black I it, like, comes down on us, the consumer. Black women. That's why this shit, like international policy and trade, these are things we vote on. Again, what are the questions we ask? Does the policy, does the politician, does the strategy, does it make Black women's lives safer, more economically stable, happier, and freer? And in the case of this shit, this trade war with Canada, the answer is a resounding no. I am so sick of Yellowstone Queen in Chief. Tired, been tired of his bullshit and fuckery. Who picks unnecessary fight with their friendly neighbors? Exactly. It makes no sense at all. Woo! This is ridiculous. It is crazy. It makes no sense, y'all. Y'all, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for us. Y'all know what time it is in every lifetime. Y'all know what the NABJ, Miss Risha Cosby, she's a representative on the political task force of the NABJ who invited me. Um, she invited me and she asked me to yeah, that orange man, yeah, it's very, very, very dumb. I don't buy when people say that he's intelligent or he's playing chess. I just refuse to believe that. He has this charisma that dumb, ignorant people like. I don't know what it was about him. They're really the Poe Whites, like really like. Yeah, he can't play chess, girl. That's so funny because it's true, Gwendolyn. He can't play chess. If you put a chessboard down in front of that man, I mean, it's not gonna be no. It's not gonna be no chess being played, y'all. But when I was at the NABJ, they asked me to do an in every lifetime together, to do a gratitude segment together. So would y'all please in the chat, y'all know what time it is. In every lifetime, may I come back as a Black woman. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. From the bottom of my heart, may I come back as a Black woman in every lifetime. So y'all, thank you very much for the stickers. For the stickers. I love y'all. I've missed us. We have a lot of exciting things like coming up. Black Girl Podcasters. We have an entire summit we're trying to plan for you. Please, if you know any Black women that are that own restaurants, that create a food product that you know, like, and you love, please add their name or send them the link to the sunshinedirectory.info so our 92% community can find them. Oh, Ocean Summer says, in every lifetime may I come back as a Black woman. Ashe, 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 ashe. I want to tell y'all what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for change. I don't always say that because change can be freaking terrifying. But I went back to Mississippi carrying some things, old things. And somewhere along the way on that trip, I realized I don't have to carry everything that made me. Y'all know how many of us as Black women, how we don't look like where we came from. I can honor where I came from without dragging all those burdens forward. I can love the woman who survived something without requiring the woman I'm becoming to keep surviving it. And I think that's true. Y'all know how sometimes we get into old, like, who we are is what we suffered worst. And that's just a part of who we are, and we talk about it. A part of being healing and liberating is talking about it and owning it and not being ashamed of things that happened to you or the trauma that suffered to you that wasn't you. Oh, Gwendolyn says, I'm grateful for our group and 92%. I'm grateful for my mama. Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm grateful for mine. And I'm grateful for my sisters. And I'm grateful for my little nephew Jazz and for my little nephew Sab. I'm grateful for each and every one of my sisters. My uncle Junior, I'm so grateful for what is looking like a freaking miraculous recovery from cancer, from a lifetime of working at being a chemical engineer at Mississippi Power. I think that how I feel about that and that gratitude, I think it's true for this community too, because Black women, we have changed. All this started, I love y'all 90%. Oh, y'all make me so happy. This all started with politics. This all started with the day Black women, the 92%, woke up on November 6th and said, y'all got it, to hell with it, we're resting. It started with politics. Politics is still here, but look at what we're building. Like, look at where we are. Okay, look at what we're building. We're talking about our bodies and about this weathering, how this lives like in our bodies. I'm so proud of us for the progress that we're making, right? We're talking about coming home to ourselves. Started with politics, but we're talking about like coming home to our mind, body, and spirit, how we spend our money, how we prepare and share our food, how we rest, creativity, claiming mental health for ourselves, like new friendships, joy cultivation, and experiencing power in a real, in a very holistic and a multi-dimensional way. Thank y'all for the stickers, y'all. We are realizing that Black women's liberation, we don't just work towards it on election day, right? Like, or about what, it's not all about what happens on election day. It has to include what happens on an ordinary Tuesday freaking morning in our own homes. It's got to involve what happens in our kitchen. So I'm grateful that we're allowed to change. I'm grateful that we as Black women are allowed to outgrow ideas. I'm grateful that we're allowed to lay down burdens. I am grateful that we're exploring becoming softer without necessarily becoming weaker. And I'm grateful that I don't have to know exactly what this next chapter looks like before I enter it. Like I say all the time, whom shall I fear? I walk in community with other Black American women. Yeah, girl, thank you. I'm so happy for him too. I'm so happy too. Right? I'm grateful that we as Black women, all we need, yeah, we don't even need that much peace. Some of us are in such a state of chaotic, stressed out affairs that all we need is enough peace to even recognize it. Like this is peace, just to recognize it when it arrives. And so I just want to, y'all, thank you all for sometimes a girl be needing breaks. And I really needed this break, like with my family and to process what happened at the NABJ because it was amazing. And I want us to think about, like, I join y'all to think about this with me. Like, what are you finally ready to put down so you have room for what's trying to grow? I literally, I don't want to call her a nemesis, but she was definitely a rival in many ways. And I used to like go along with that, but seeing her across that class like made me realize how much I've grown and how I'm finally mature, how nothing came out of me except love for seeing her. That is truly like that is like all I felt. And that's one of the reasons I am grateful for change. I am grateful for growth. And I'm so happy to be able to come back to the 92%. Yeah, we are, Crystal. We are all that we've got. So y'all, this was a Sunshine Report. I'm Halleck Hannah. This is the 92% movement. We are learning how to move Black women from weathering to well-being through 7 crucial decisions that we made after Election Day in 2024 about our rest, minds, labor, power, wellness, creativity, and our votes. And I'm so glad we were able to chat about that today. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I am back. So now, y'all, I got to get busy processing all these videos, putting up clips. Y'all, there's a new podcast. There's a new podcast Instagram. Okay. It's the Hey, It's Halleck You podcast Instagram. I'm repurposing an old Instagram account for the podcast, and we need 1,000 followers over there to be able to go live from Instagram from that account. So thank you for following over there. It's the Hey, It's Halleck You podcast. It's brand new. I only have one like reel up. The rest are all very old, but I thank you all for hanging out with me over there. Thank you for joining us over on the tube that is you, and for liking and subscribing over there. Oh, thank you, Ocean Summer. Love you, girl. nothing but well wishes like towards you. And thank you for also like Linus being one of the women that are helping me focus and remember our health and our longevity, girl. To everybody I'm supposed to get in touch with, remember, it's nothing, nobody but me in here. Now I got to figure out how to hire Oh, also, if y'all have a recommendation for a virtual assistant, if you know anybody that does virtual assistant work and they're very, very, very good, I've gotten 1 or 2 names. Y'all let me know. The Sunshine Report, the 92% movement is growing, and the new media platform is growing. So I need the help. If you all know, y'all, anybody that's ever tried to get in touch with me or try to get me to return a text, show up on time for a meeting, or be prepared like we do, y'all know I'm in here by myself and I need help. So if y'all know any virtual assistants, I'm reaching out to the community. I'm asking you to please send along a name. Do you own a virtual assistant organization? Yeah, y'all let me know because I need somebody. Like I really need somebody. This is what happens when you're in community with other smart Black women. Things just start growing out of nowhere. Like things start expanding by 3, and your girl needs the help. And I have to invest in it. Linus was just talking about this morning about how we have to know when it's time to invest in ourselves and the things that mean the most to us. And there is nothing that means more to me than this community, especially as we barrel right into like midterms. It's going to be very important for us to keep our eye on our 92% movement and prize. And your girl just needs a little help. That's okay. This is great. I should be proud of myself. Like it's grown so much. I need the help. So thank you for, if y'all have any virtual, did Lovey TLC tell me to get in touch with her? Lovey, I may need for you to give me like you and pals to give me an update on everything now that I'm plugged back in. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to have our schedule mapped out tomorrow. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. To each and every member of our sisterhood and our 92% community, all the love in my heart. And to those that support us, to our accomplices, we don't need allies, we need accomplices. All the love in my heart. And to everybody else, as I always say, I want y'all to have the day, the week, the month, the year that you voted for. All right, love y'all. See y'all out here on these internet streets and see everybody in the Sunshine Report tomorrow. All right, y'all. And over here, where we have our soundboard, we get to go out. Let's see. Why don't we do the Hey, it's Hella Cute outro? I love that one. I love y'all so much for being here. See everybody tomorrow on the Sunshine Report. Love YouTube, that is you. Love you, Substack. See everybody tomorrow.